Dudes
represents a clear and present danger to the national security of the United States.
You have no idea what men are can.
Hello, and welcome back to Clear and Present Dudes, the podcast that reminds you Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. I am Mike Dunbar. I'm joined by Rory James O'Toole and Sanya Bjorkson.
Good evening.
Hello, and tonight our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to pop out and get some more ice for our engagement party. And while we're out, discuss the 2006 franchise-saving Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah.
This episode should be reaching you on the 23rd of March 26. It might be sooner for technical reasons. But very happy birthday to Michelle Monaghan and Kerry Russell notwithstanding. Okay, cool. First of all, do a little call to action. Please like and subscribe to the podcast and do that on YouTube, do that on Apple, do that on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Cool. Thanks very much. Guys, right. Mission Impossible 3. I said it was a franchise-saving movie. What do you think?
Well, I, for one, have just thought that I'm very glad that this movie has spared me from one of the questions I've come to be most irritated by on this podcast, which is how would this have gone down in Germany? Because the film's already answered that.
It does. It does go down in Berlin or an area somewhere near Berlin, I guess. Yeah, cool. Rory O'Toole.
Franchise saving is right. While I don't have an axe to grind against Mission Impossible 2, it's definitely one of the films of all time. I couldn't have seen an entire this film got the franchise, from what I can see, because I haven't seen every one, but from what I can see, it did get it back on track. It got it back towards the kind of thriller end of things rather than the absolutely apeshit John Woo gun fu kind of thing. Great film. First time I've seen it. Pleasantly surprised because I did read some reviews that showed it to be quite polarizing. Like, there were a lot of people who really hated J.J. Abrams' mystery box kind of storytelling primarily and stuff like that, but I really enjoyed it. It was emotionally heavier hitting than I expected.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, why don't we grab our Kodak disposable cameras and take a look at the trailer.
Who are you?
You have a wife, girlfriend? Whoever she is, I'm gonna find her.
And then I'm gonna kill you right in front of her.
Mission Impossible 3, or M:I:II, is a 2006 American action spy film directed by J.J. Abrams in his feature film directorial debut, produced and starring Tom Cruise from a screenplay by Abrams and a writing team of Alex Kurtzman and Roberto Orci. It is a standalone sequel to Mission Impossible 1996 and Mission Impossible 2 from 2000, and the third installment in the Mission Impossible film series, which for the rest of this podcast we will refer to simply as Mission. It also stars Phillip Seymour Hoffman, Ving Rhames, Billy Crudup, Michelle Monaghan, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, remember him from Gormenghast?
Yeah.
Kerry Russell, Maggie Q, Lawrence Fishburne is here as well, and yeah, cool. This movie was in, let's put it nicely, development hell for a while. I think they all watched Mission Impossible 2, John Woo of Face Off fame, and kind of went, we need to have a bit of a reset here. Just to give you a bit of background on the history, David Fincher was initially slated to direct. David Fincher hasn't got a good track record with tackling the third of a series. Obviously, his first film, of course, was Alien 3, which was pretty much critically and commercially panned, wasn't it? He dropped out due to creative differences.
I would agree that it's finding its feet. I mean, each film of Mission series so far has been kind of wildly different. I mean, the first one, like it's an auteur-led piece. As I said when we talked about it, it's got so much like DNA from like the 1970s and checked it into it. Like it's got like the kind of 3 Days the Condor vibe as well as that. The next one is like what, 1999 or 2000 when it came out. MI2, when everyone on the face of the earth is turned up to 11. Everyone's wearing those cool black shirts with the red flames up on them. They've got like the backwards red baseball caps. They're all listening to Limp Bizkit unironically. They're wearing gigantic baggy jeans and shit. The world's a different time, a totally different time. And then again, 2006, when Mission 3 comes out, the world has once again completely changed. There's these epochal spaces, essentially almost like a generational gap between these films. And when you look at the context around them and what's good in like the film world, what's going to make money in films, what's going to get people in the cinemas, and what's going to kind of transmit to people, I think that it was a series that like kind of it hadn't found its feet yet because it didn't know what it wanted to be or what it was going to be at this point.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think it was very much faltering on its baby's sort of steps. Also, there's quite a long time period between these films. So 6 years is quite a long time in cinema between a sequel.
Yeah.
If you're trying to maintain a currency in a franchise, unless that franchise has an extremely strong stated identity. And this doesn't really. All it's had is basically you slap the theme tune onto it and Tom Cruise is there. That's Mission. And anything else goes pretty much. If I was going to turn my Mission head off and just become like a film critic for a minute, this is probably maybe one of the better ones of like how it hangs together. Maybe the best one in terms of how it hangs together as a movie, because it's not trying to do some kind of like big tentpole stunt that the rest of the movie is sculpted around. This is a movie where the story kind of came first. So once Fincher dropped out, Joe Carnahan was slated to do it for a long time. And I think you probably want to talk about Joe Carnahan maybe a bit later on when we get into like trivia and stuff. There was a lot of casting stuff that went on in the background there. Maybe we'll talk about that in casting. People, friends became enemies and enemies became friends. People joined the project, people left the project. It was stricken by numerous delays. Lots of people dropped out. Lots of changes from what they initially desired the movie to be. Long story short, Tom Cruise, one night at the end of his rope maybe, is scanning the channels, and at 2 a.m. somehow he stumbles upon the TV series Alias, and his mind is blown. Maybe he's been watching
just like me. He's just like me for real.
He sees it. He sees Jennifer Garner doing her like her one appointed stunt per episode, and is like, "This is amazing. This is peak television." Who made this? J.J. Abrams. So he and Paula Wagner basically invite him to his house, and he arrives, and they pretty much offer him the job. Do you want to direct Mission Impossible? You never directed a movie before. Do you want to direct a tentpole blockbuster, summer blockbuster for me, Tom Cruise? They go wild. But he does it, and they delay the movie for another couple of years because JJ's got Alias and Lost commitments to uphold. But then once that's done, boom, off to the races, and they're making a movie. Yeah. So J.J. Abrams has got a few people that he tends to work with, and he's carried that forward. So some of that's in the cast, so we'll talk about when we get to the cast. Another one is Michael Giacchino is the composer in this movie. I don't know how well you guys know Michael Giacchino. He started off as a video game composer, or I should say one of his early big bits of work was Medal of Honor. And then he kind of forged a career doing a lot of TV work. So he did like Lost with J.J. Abrams, did some brilliant music on that. And then he kind of got famous for he's done most of the Pixar movies.
Right.
And then latterly he did Rogue One. So he was the first composer of a Star Wars feature film that wasn't John Williams.
Yeah.
So big shoes to fill there, and I think he did a really good job. There's a particular piece of music on that soundtrack called Your Father Would Be Proud, which is phenomenal. Really good. More than stands toe to toe. Latterly, he did the soundtrack for The Batman as well with Robert Pattinson. So really cool. And then really lately, he did, a couple of years ago now, but that Marvel one-shot, Werewolf by Night, he directed that and did the music for it, which is really cool. Cool. So the other thing about Michael Giacchino, he's really famous for putting puns in the names of the tracks on his soundtracks. So I'm just going to read you a couple from the Batman. Here we go. So I'm reading the Batman soundtrack. We've got here, what have we got? We've got Escaped Crusader. Good. We've got Highway to the Anger Zone.
Balls.
We've got Meow and You and Everyone We Know. Or you a Kenzie or a Can't-Z. What else we got here? This is so bad. And then finally, All's Well That Ends. Farewell. Great. And then finally, a little nepotiz. Michael Giacchino has a son, Mick Giacchino, who is also a composer now and is, funny old thing, working on the spin-off of the Batman, the Penguin, and has also done a spin-off of the Star Wars movie, Skeleton Crew, as well. So that's a little cancer through Michael Giacchino. Yeah, Sanya, go ahead.
I've got another little tidbit adding to this. This isn't the only J.J. Abrams Michael Giacchino crossover I've seen. The other one that comes to my mind is the alternate timeline Star Trek miniseries, which explains. I mean, that is mostly a J.J. Abrams thing, I guess, but it would explain the tremendous amount of lens flare this film is giving us.
Yes.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams was famous, I think. I don't know if he's calmed down since, but a lot of lens flare. Lens flare in this, lens flare, insane amounts of lens flare in the Star Trek movies. Super 8, big lens flare. Yeah, loves a lens flare. And then I've only watched, did he do Rise of Skywalker as well, the last of the...
Yes, because
he did, didn't he?
He did The Force Awakens, and then Rian Johnson came in for The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi, and then The Rise of Skywalker. I've only watched that once in the cinema with you, Rory.
Yeah.
In 2019, and I haven't seen it since because I hated it. But but I seem to remember there being quite a lot of lens flare during that too.
Insane amounts of lens flare.
Yeah.
Unreal.
I was thinking today maybe I should reassess that and watch it again, but I think I might just get mad again.
It's just a man, you put 50p in, it's fucking hell. Out of the sequels, it is by far and away the fucking worst, and I don't care what anybody says. It is so fucking bad, and I know it. Fuck's sake, man. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah, it's terrible. The Chewie fake out. I liked the bit where she goes. I mean, it's not good, but it's funny that she went to like intergalactic Burning Man. I like that bit. The bit where she heals a worm with the Force. What the fuck, man? The bullshit bit at the end where she's like, some random old woman in the middle of the desert asks her what her surname is, so she can say, so she can look at a Force ghost and go, Skywalker. Okay, fuck him. All right, whatever.
It would have been better if she looked, if she just looked right down the camera and went, "My name Jeff." That would have been actually something that would fucking laugh about down the line instead of cringe, instead of die.
Right, shall we do
podcast to go cyberbully Daisy Ridley again?
No, leave Daisy Ridley alone. She's.
I feel bad. I was like, oh man, she didn't do anything. That wasn't her fault.
Yeah, she's a splendid, perfect flower. Leave her alone. But do come. I don't know who the fuck to blame for this.
I mean, it felt poor, and it probably comes together with the Star Wars fandom probably being one of the most toxic online communities around.
Yeah, if you are listening to this and you are one of the people who kicked off really, really hard about The Last Jedi, well then fuck you, because you're why Palpatine came back, right? Right, that's all I'm going to say about that. Actually, I mean, I was thinking about it earlier today. Maybe because they killed Snoke is why Palpatine came back, and they shouldn't have killed Snoke. But that's like the one fair criticism against the Last Jedi. Like, maybe you shouldn't kill the big bad in movie 2 of 3. Anyway, okay. Fuck. So, I normally read the Wikipedia summary. The Wikipedia summary for this neglects to mention the cold open. So, fade in. The first image we see is that of a man, extremely tight on his brutalized face, breathing heavy, bruises fresh. The wounds, the grime and sweat speak of an exhausting, disoriented and tortured journey. Knees are weak, mama spaghetti. We're looking at Hunt. Wildly alert, his eyes trained off camera, he looks at all once terrified, blind with rage, heartbroken, then finally a voice. There's an explosive charge on your head. Sound familiar? The man speaking to Ethan is an imposing 37-year-old Sprog. Cool eyes. He stands a dozen feet away, pulling a pistol from a shoulder holster. He is Owen Davian. He cocks the gun. Standing behind him is a second man. We'll simply call him Bronway, bandage on his nose, and we will forget about him and barely see him again. Davian. The rabbit's foot, where is it? Ethan, we now realise, is bound to a bolted down chair, a barber's chair, a beat. I gave it to you. Ethan, where's the rabbit's foot? What are you saying? That's not it? What I gave you? That's not the rabbit's foot? I'm going to count to 10. You tell me where the rabbit's foot is, or she dies. Ethan's eyes flick back to where they were before, and we dolly to reveal that there's a fourth person there, 30 years old, bound to a chair, a length of duct tape plastered tightly across her mouth. Under normal circumstances, you'd consider her confident, intelligent, athletic, and kind, a natural beauty. These clearly are not normal times. Her name is Julia, and Davian holds the gun to her head, blind with fear. Julia
was
just
athletic.
concentrates, but not right
It was
now.
Julia.
She's sweaty.
Not right now.
and
She's busted
she's
now.
crying,
She's
screaming,
chopped.
crying, and
Throwing up.
Julia, just
fucking
concentrate
chopped.
or not throwing up. On the verge of madness, Ethan says with love and strength, Jules, honey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, do you understand? Holy shit, the clock has started. Julian squeals quietly, muffled from behind the tape. He begins relatively calmly. Listen to me, I got exactly what you asked for. Did you want something else? There was a misunderstanding. I will fix it for you. I can get whatever you want, too. Hey, man, I'm just talking to you. Put the gun down. Is that not the rabbit's foot? Did you want something else? Just listen to you talk, man. We can talk. Like gentlemen. 3. Ethan suddenly struggles like mad to extricate himself from his bonds, blah, 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 blah. So we have this count up to 10 where a gun is fired, bang, and then we start dum, 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 into the Mission Impossible music. And this movie doesn't do what some of the other ones do, which is, so I didn't clock it. It doesn't do the thing where it flash forwards loads to loads of stunts that are happening in the movie. I don't know if it did or not.
It doesn't. No.
I don't think it does, no.
Yeah.
Of course, we're all wondering who the fuck is that woman, because that's not Tando Newton. Who was his girlfriend at the end of the last one, so he's got himself a girlfriend now. Another thing I like about this, which was really cool, is you see on his battered, smashed up face, he's got a tiny little bit of blood dripping down one nostril, which if you pick that up now, and then you kind of notice it later on when they're talking about Kerry Russell, and then you kind of piece together what's happened to him before it gets said. I like that. I like when they give you a little clue. And then obviously we see Phillip Seymour Hoffman as the mysterious, we don't know who his name is yet, the mysterious gunman.
Yeah.
What did you think? What was your first impression of Phillip Seymour? Sanya, had you seen this film before?
Yes, actually, for once, I think I've seen all parts of a franchise we are talking about.
Wow,
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Rory.
I know. Thrilling times, isn't
Rory
it?
hasn't seen it, and you
No,
have.
I haven't.
That's
Cool.
going to be first. I want a medal.
Yeah, you can get a medal. Yeah, we're all getting medals
okay.
today.
And 3 bars as well.
No. What was your? All right. So who had seen the film before? Has everyone seen the film before?
I've not. This is my first time.
Oh, here we go. Right, Roy, what was your first impression of Phillip Seymour Hoffman?
He's just incredibly sinister. Like there's this measured delivery behind the way he speaks as general on-screen presence. He doesn't feel like your typical screech and kick it off, going apeshit, like thriller / action movie, I guess. More like action movie nemesis. He feels like disconcertingly realistic and believable. Very measured, very pissed off, but also like it's a believable kind of crazy, if you see what I mean. The kind of the breaks he puts on his performance changes him from someone who's screaming at you on a screen to someone who you could actually imagine being in a room with you, intimidating you in such a fashion. That's acting talent, baby. You know?
Yeah. So Phillip Seymour Hoffman is obviously gone far too soon. Was one of those incredible actors who, unlike some actors get like typecast and they do a certain role really well, and that's what they always end up doing, right? Phillip Seymour Hoffman could turn his hands to anything. He could be big and comedic. He could be in like weird and sinister. He could be like honestly like off unhinged sinister. He could be like an avuncular, approachable older guy. Hey, he was great in everything. I remember the first time I kind of clocked him was probably in The Scent of a Woman from 1992 with Al Pacino. He plays like, is it Charlie Sims is the name of the kid? Chris O'Donnell plays him. Yeah. He plays like his classmate. And he's like he's the one who like is trying to get him to cover up for him and stuff. He's the bully basically.
Yeah.
It's called Gestad, you idiot, not Gestad. He's a fucking asshole, that. But he's, hateful. Oh, the talented Mr. Ripley. He's wonderful in that as well. Very different character. Great. So, yeah, he's great. Wonderful. Just want to show a little tribute to Phillip Seymour Hoffman there. But we'll re-encounter him as the movie goes on. Especially, there's an amazing bit of Vatican we're going to have to talk about. Right, anyway, movie starts. And we get a bit of a change of pace for mission. IMF agent Ethan Hunt is retired from field work and has settled down with his fiancée, nurse Julia Mees, who is unaware of his job training recruits. She believes that he works for the transport agency or something.
Yeah, the Department of Transport.
That's it. Yeah.
It's a fucking really stupid cover for someone who's involved with like a top secret like intelligence agency that does deniable kinetic operations worldwide. Even though he's retired from them, he's still fucking part of them. It's like
why couldn't he just be like a private security contractor or something? Why couldn't he just be like a consultancy? Why couldn't he just pretend to be part of a consultancy that deals with defense contracts, and then he could reasonably.
Or there's tons of other like kind of agencies he could work for, which would still give him the kind of peaceful guy who just cares about like infrastructure. I think he could have worked for USAID because at this point Trump hadn't closed and gutted it. He could have worked for fucking UNICEF or something, you know. I mean, like I get the like they've got his cover as a US like not State Department, but like yeah, fucking USAID he could work for that kind of thing. But
Foreign and Commonwealth Office or something.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I mean, but they've got him working for the Department of Transport, which is, it seems like a disaster waiting to happen. It seems like your cover's going to get blown eventually, right? It's like, oh man, why are you so sad? Or just a few of my buddies at work got like massacred in a gunfight, and then like the US government disavowed their actions. But hold on, was this the same thing as that train being delayed last week? It's like, yeah, the same thing as that train being delayed last week.
I was really sad about the train.
Yeah. Like, I'm sick of these potholes.
So we meet, so we meet them at it's an engagement party they're having, isn't it? And loads of people he doesn't know are there, and loads of people he sort of very vaguely knows. So he's meeting a lot of people for the first time. So he's giving his cover a workout. There's a couple of things that kind of he kind of tips his hat a little bit by accident. So there's a bit where Julia, played by Michelle Monaghan, is having a conversation with a couple of her friends. One of them is Isles from Rizzoli and Isles, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Dropkick Murphys. And
Kate Todd from NCIS as well.
Yeah, right. Hot Rod for Kate Todd.
Hot Rod for Kate Todd.
And so she's talking to those two. And this is a fun little bit of trivia. So when Tom Cruise was filming The Last Samurai, some of that stuff was filmed in New Zealand, and one of the locations was this Lake Wanaka, and that is the reason why he and Julia in this film met in Lake Wanaka doing some kind of like a water sport. So he overhears them as she's trying to remember the name of the place, and then he doesn't overhear them. He lips reads, which comes back later. It's a good bit of screenplay foundational work. And then so we learn he can lip read, and then we see him having a few conversations with some fun people.
That's great.
Fucking Aaron Paul, is in this movie.
Todd Chavez jump scare.
BoJack Horseman mentioned again.
BoJack mentioned relentlessly. I have to say that when you're looking at kind of thriller maxing activities, Todd from BoJack actually pulls off some severe fucking moves that like not even some of the best thriller protagonists could have done, and he does them accidentally. That one episode when he ends up fucking managing to join the Latin Kings and the Aryan Brotherhood in the same episode when he's incarcerated. You know, the episode when he accidentally fucking impersonates the leader of an Eastern European dictatorship. It's all very Ethan Hunt coded, actually.
It actually is. I like when he writes a rock opera as well.
Yes, for the fucking just like that the last song, for a place that is rich in loam. And he writes it on like a little Casio, like toy organ. Fantastic,
it's beautiful stuff.
It is.
So while all this is happening, Ethan. Oh, sorry, I got to mention the bit where Ethan's doing his cover and he's talking about traffic patterns. To that dude who we see later in Star Wars.
Yeah, Greg Grunberg, what a bit of Nepo buddy casting. J.J. Abrams' school friend, who he just like fucking gets into loads of his films.
Yeah.
Greg Grunberg, who will always know as Officer Matt Parkman from Heroes because he has such a fucking cop face.
Kevin's like, the Department of Transportation? And Ethan's like, yeah, I've been there for almost 10 years now. Wow. And Kevin's like, what is that? What do you do there? Ethan, study traffic patterns, flow, parking control, strategy, optimum speed limits, and we develop plans of attack to eliminate the blockage. When you hit the brakes for a second, just tap them on the freeway, you can literally track the ripple effect of that action across a 200-mile stretch of road. And you know why? Do you know? Because traffic has memory. It's amazing. It's like a living organism. Let me freshen up that martini for you. Wow. And then Ethan walks off. Kevin does that look of like, who the fuck is this guy?
He like rolls his eyes and pretends to be asleep. It's like, oh, so boring. Yeah.
What do you do for a job, Kevin?
Yeah.
That's so fucking interesting.
And I love like the immediate reaction of the two women round. I'd marry him.
I'd marry him.
It's like, I'm fucking ovulating right now. You know, It's like, they're like, yeah, that's cool.
So during the party, Ethan receives a phone call. It's encoded, isn't it? They say it's a cold calling call from.
Yeah, it's like a travel agency.
So he hangs up the phone without saying anything, reaches down to the ice box, throws all the ice out, and then tells Julia that they've run out of ice, so he has to nip to the shop.
Yeah.
So he goes and does that, and in the still gas station, he bumps into the IMF Director of Operations, John Musgrave, played by Billy Crudup. And he approaches him about a special mission to rescue one of Ethan's proteges, Lindsay Farris, who's played by Kerry Russell.
Yeah. Brilliant scene.
Yeah, it's good. So what are they doing? They're talking, but they're not looking at each other. Tom Cruise, Ethan is looking through like they're talking about slushies and like what to eat, and he's looking at chips and stuff. There's a whole thing in the screenplay which I think is cut out about how Ethan has been so busy planning this party that he hasn't eaten and he's really hungry, which they cut out.
He's just like me, for real.
Yeah.
I should have left that in.
Ethan hangry confirmed.
Ethan hangry.
You would like me when I
incredible.
was hangry. Right. What was your impression of Billy Crudup when you first saw him? Did you catch on that the vibes were a little bit off with this guy straight away?
Fucking sinister. I found the vibes to be off in this scene.
He says something. There's something he says that like gets my back up almost straight away. Musgrave, hey, I know we joke about it, but I'm always this close to begging you to quit training up people and get your ass back in the field. But that's not what you do anymore. Respect your choice. Except I know how close you were with Lindsay, so I figured you might want to lead the team. It gets a little bit too like tuggy on the heartstrings.
Yeah.
Which gives me off vibes.
Yeah. It's unprofessional for someone in that kind of job, right? Isn't it? I mean, Come on, do it for her, buddy. Do it for her, buddy. Come on. It's like,
and it works.
Yeah.
He takes that camera, goes home, sits in his garage and watches the through the little Kodak thing.
Yeah.
Watches the mission brief. As we're watching the mission brief, we're hearing about this guy Owen Davian, and Owen Davian has taken Lindsay Farris captive in a big warehouse in Berlin somewhere. And a team has already been nominated for it, including Declan Gormley, played by Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, Zen Lee, played by Maggie Q, and our old friend Luther Stickle, played by Ving Rhames, Phineas Freak himself. As we're getting that brief, we're also getting like these sort of like Super 8 flashbacks.
Yeah.
Of training montage with
stick fighting.
Stick fighting, crack, with the stick fighting and like tripping each other up and you're good, but you're not as good as me. And then she trips him up and it's like, aha, you finally you've bested me, kind of thing. And she's like blindfold on, rebuilding rifles and handguns and stuff and all that kind of thing. But it's like fun bants because that's what people in the IMF do for fun. So you get that, and then it's a bit like you can see it's like emotionally affected him, and you know with the decision he's made before he's made it, he's going to go and lead up this mission. So he does that. He explains to Julia that work called, there's a public transport conference that's dropped short notice I have to go to.
There's a transport emergency. What? Like, has there been a train crash? Has there been a massive multi-car pile-up somewhere? Has a fucking bridge falling onto a freeway? No, there's just an urgent conference I've got to go to right before I get married. Moid behaviour. She is dumping this man. She is going to be all over Reddit with this.
I think we need to discuss Julia's taste in men and her inability to see a red flag.
I think Sandy was going to say something there.
Yeah, I was going to say the transport emergency is the 1615 from Brighton coming through, and it's being pulled by a red-green diesel today, and he needs to put a 3D camera into his mouth and film himself on the bridge over the track.
Francois Bourgeois, that's what he is. Yeah. Can you imagine, like, to keep up his cover, he's got like a whole Instagram reel channel of him doing that. This is the 1615, and is he gonna toot the horn for me? Toot, yes, he tooted the horn for me, yeah.
Look, you're so cool.
And then fucking flash forward like 3 weeks and you're some terrorist in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, and the last thing you see is this guy who you laugh at on YouTube suddenly appearing in your bedroom with a
train
fucking
guy.
M4 and just connecting you to God's Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
And it's like...
Bingo. So
Yeah.
we get it here, and we get it after this Berlin sequence, where like Julia she's obviously knows he's hiding something. She's not like a total idiot.
Yeah.
But she's like incredibly incurious about it. Like she's like, and it's not like a deal breaker for her at all. She's like, look, this whatever it is you're hiding, you can tell me. You know, I know there's something, and like, she doesn't know that's work related. It could be anything. You could be like a criminal. You could be having like 10 affairs. You could have a whole secret family somewhere. You could be trapping people in a basement somewhere. You know what I mean?
it all tracks like a fair behaviour, doesn't it? Because as cover story, it's so mundane, yet he's having to go on these emergency conferences and shit. It's like,
I need to take my other kid from my other secret family to the dentist.
Yeah. And he just goes and puts on one of his IMF masks that he keeps to just like be another guy. It's like, hi, it's me, it's your dad, Frank. And like, Papa Frank.
It's the old Doug Ray Scott one from the that he put on the other guy.
Just like, fucking hell, yeah, man. Like, I mean, she's powering through all the red flags, and all her friends are as well. It's mad. It's like, if I was doing this kind of behaviour, Emma's mates would be like, seriously, put a fucking air tag in his jeans. You know?
There's a version of this story where like Julia Mead wound up on like Love Is Blind season 10, like well beyond like the one that's just aired. Like people have known for a long time what this show is. People are trying to get on there, but she's still there trying to find actual love, not just try and get famous for a little bit. And she's just getting and she's just winding up with like the worst guys, just all the most terrible men you've ever heard of. Like people who meet her then go, "Oh, I thought you'd have bigger tits, so I'm not attracted to you." It's like, mate, that's Michelle Monaghan, you idiot.
Yeah, like some guy like he like sits in front of her and like he's bought like the smallest glass of wine he can get because he's cheap, and he's got like a fucking big gulp of like Dr. Pepper, like me, like I drink, and he's like, actually, you've got a low canthal tilt and your elbows are sharp. I'm sorry.
And he's it's
and over.
And he's reeling off the list of qualities that she should have, but like in a LinkedIn sort of way.
Oh my god! It's like those nightmare dating profiles. Say it's like, ladies, you must be 18 to 22 years old, 5'2" to 5'4", Catholic, trad, never married, no tattoos, support the troops. And then there's like 15, 20 different fucking like deal-breaking prerequisites. And then it's a dude who just looks like he didn't finish cooking and needs to go back in the womb for another month.
Yeah. And these guys, like, she'll be dressed to the nines, and they'll be there like in a fancy restaurant, and he'll be there with like a pair of cargo shorts on.
Yeah.
And like his nice t-shirt. And like,
the good one, the one with 2 stains on it.
Yeah.
The one with only 2 stains on it.
God, yeah, and he's got like a broccoli haircut.
My God, he's got the whole I see you got half your haircut kind of thing.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Is this already the most egregious oversell of the military-industrial complex? And getting away with being a walking red flag despite being that short.
Mate, big time. The fact that we were skipping ahead a little bit here, but the fact that he convinces them to get married in the hospital chapel.
Holy shit! Yes.
Like presumably they have a marriage license already. I guess they've figured that out.
This is Marine Corps boot camp behavior.
It is.
This is like like an officer and gentleman type stuff. Like finishing phase 1, about to go and do phase 2 on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
Got to lock him down to marriage now. I don't want no Okie from Muskogee. I can get that right here. I want to be an officer's wife. I want to live in we're in Pensacola now, but I want to live in Hawaii. Like,
do you, Johnny Boot Marine, take this girl who you only know by her dancing name, who you met at 3 o'clock this morning, to be your lawfully wedded wife on this date, the same date at 5 o'clock in the morning? Fucking hell, can you imagine, man? It's like, do you take, what's your real name? Because I know it's not really charisma.
Affirmative. Jesus Christ.
Welcome to the dance floor. About to make love to some Marines and get married. That's charisma.
So right now, I was going to say, we're not hating on charisma. Girls got to make a living.
Fucking right, absolutely. We support
also-
the troops and we support the midnight ballerinas. You know, go get it.
I was going to say, we have taken the piss out of the traffic transport emergency meeting for 10 minutes now. Rory, I think out of us three, your job is the only one that's done drug tests recently.
Yeah, and once again, I missed out on them.
You make a very good point. We've talked about this for a while. So
Yes,
Berlin.
we are.
So Berlin. Okay, guys. So they rock up in Berlin. This film, I think, right, I like it a lot. But I think it suffers from not adequately explaining the heists before they do them. And this counts as one of them, I think. And I know that this is very much still in the first sort of 15 pages of script kind of thing. So less of an issue with this one. But when we get to the Vatican, I think it's a problem. Anyway, so Kerry Russell is somewhere in the middle of this building, having been tortured. She's barely conscious. Standard setup. It's a warehouse full of goons. And what they've done, it is goons. Get your mind out of the gutter.
No. Get your mind back into the goon cave.
It's a warehouse full of thugs and henchmen, and and their plan. And I thought their plan would be like, so his plan is to exfiltrate her. And I thought, okay, right, cool. So if this was like a stealth action kind of game, you'd go in there, you'd try not to get detected, and then it turns into like an escort mission where you had to fight your way out, probably. It's not quite what happens here. What happens here is they've got like a flatbed lorry, which they've turned into like an ops room. I love that, by the way.
Yes.
Classic ops room in a van. Tick. Phineas Freak has set up 4 machine guns linked to laptops with like EO, so they can remotely operate them, which is cool. And he's set them up to attack various parts of the building based on, and it's not made explicitly clear, but they have some sort of X-ray capability where they can see through the walls. It's not quite heat, it's something else. They can see through the walls. So the top of that van is presumably pumping quite a lot of rads towards that building.
Yeah.
To be able to do that.
there's like high degrees of male infertility reported in like the next like few years after that. The fucking birth rate drops in that part of Germany.
Surprised that little chip inside of Kerry Russell's head hasn't been singed by that actually already. But yeah okay.
But if you have been surveilled by Ethan Hunt in the last 10 years, you may be entitled to compensation.
Yeah. So that's happening. So the team, we have Declan Gormley, who is sitting in a Huey off-site and is dripping about it like he's bored. Mate,
All I do is copy.
About it, yeah. All I do is copy. Like, mate, you're also going to fly a Huey. That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's that. Zen Lee, Maggie Q. We're going to call her Maggie Q for the rest of the movie because no one else calls her by a character name. So Maggie Q, her job is to go in and steal evidence. So she's trying to get a couple of laptops that are in there. So she's infiltrating and doing that concurrently. Meanwhile, your boy Ethan Hunt is in there trying to find Kerry Russell. So initially, it seems pretty quiet. They go in there. There's very little fighting. Maggie Q kills a guy in one office, which is the same office that all the laptops are in. And she goes in there and she starts like basically packing them up into a bag to steal.
Yeah.
It very quickly turns into a bit of a kinetic situation.
Yeah.
Once they secured her and got her like down on the ground and covered, after he's injected her with some like adrenaline or something, they basically like duck down and then do like, they just fire all those machine guns off for a laugh. They just basically start shooting the building up. Seems unsafe. And start a massive firefight. And then there's a very cool bit where like Ethan and Kerry are like back to back shooting people.
Yeah.
And they do a cool thing where like Ethan throws a pistol towards her and it spins in the air, but she catches it and she spins around a corner and kills a guy all in one slick movement, which is very cool and looks very good. Yeah, I like the sequence. What did you say about it?
I like, there's a lot of it I really like. For a start, quickly going back to the helicopter thing, I love how the IMF might be a very super secret, sketchy outfit. The respectful enough of the German government to have their otherwise unmarked black helicopter have big ass German national registration numbers on its tail boom, very, very visible. That's a fake registration number, by the way.
It is indeed. So the helicopter was a model built by Industrial Light and Magic.
Right, cool.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's
a fake one then,
Exactly, yeah. So it's like
And,
a
yeah.
1/3 scale, I think.
Oh, cool, man. And yeah, so I like that. They've got these like sketchy unmarked helicopters, but apart from the big ass German national registration number there, I look like there's a great kind of storytelling with Tom Cruise and Kerry Russell, just through the way they move together, the way they fight together. There's those scenes when like they're back to back. There's one shot in particular that just the way they're posed, the way they're acting together, hits you in such ways you think, she's going to be in the rest of the film. It's awesome. Absolute dopamine. It's a great bit of storytelling.
It is. And if you think about, like, if you think back to the original Mission Impossible,
Yeah.
and the number of women that are on the team there, a bit of you thinks, well, it's not the first time they've had a team that's dominated by women. And
Yeah.
also, that's also in that film, there's a little bit of sexual tension between Tom Cruise and every woman
Yeah.
in that team.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like they could be going for a similar vibe in this movie, and they could be going for like a will they, won't they between him and Kerry Russell. Because then it would be like someone he loves from his IMF life versus someone he loves from his non-IMF life. And that could
Yeah.
be like the plot that goes forward. So, you could definitely read that and go, this is where this movie's going.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
but
kicking ass
but-
together kind of thing. Yeah.
But it ain't.
Exactly. It is
So-
not.
So they do a very cool stunt where they have to jump out the building after like detonating a gas pipe.
Yeah.
And they jump out the building and like kind of rappel down at speed onto the top of the waiting van that Lufa's driving
Yeah.
to exfil them, having already had Maggie Q jump out a window to exfil as well. Very
Yeah.
cool. And then they drive away with them on top of the van, make their way to their helicopter. At the same time as they're driving away in the van, another enemy helicopter flying at extremely low altitudes to fit into the shot.
This is such a fucking cool scene, man.
It is really good, to the point where, you know, if I was being like a fuddy-duddy, I'd be like, where did that helicopter come from? And like, what alert notice was it at? Was it already on its way here? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But don't think about it. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. You don't need to know. Just
Yeah.
go with the flow, all right? Just as you're about getting the Huey, Kerry Russell, I should say, named Lindsay Farris, starts suffering from extreme head pain, and they just happen to have a device that can scan inside of her brain on them. And they do, and they discover that she has a chip, and the chip is been
Yeah.
activated, and in 4 minutes' time, it'll detonate and it'll blow up her brain, and God knows what else. But they put her in the back of the helicopter in the hope that they can stop it by using a defibrillator to short out the chip,
Yeah.
which should theoretically kill her, but then she can bring her back to life again, but it should make the chip render it inert. That's what they're trying to do. Meanwhile, helicopter versus helicopter dogfight in a wind farm.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Incredibly cool. Holy crap. It's one of those scenes that like kind of makes you a dummy, because you watch it, oh shit, are they going to crash? Oh my God. It makes you forget that, no, they're not going to die in a fiery conflagration, because there's like another 2 hours of this film left. But it takes you into the story. It's brilliant. It's really, really, and I can't stress this enough, fucking cool.
What Mission's really good for is that because of the entire team getting wiped out at the start of Mission 1, where it's a bit like Game of Thrones. Anyone could die at any moment. So when Maggie Q, for instance, tumbles out the side of the helicopter and is hanging on for dear life because she's holding onto some kind of briefcase or something, and has to pull her back in again. There's a version of that where she just gets dropped and dies. Another thing I like about this sequence is the attention to detail. There's a bit where a part of a wind farm falls off and prongs into the ground. And a lesser filmmaker would have had it just happen into the field, boom, and make the noise and stick into the ground. Here, to give it a bit of extra kineticism and just to have a bit more vibes, it happened to land amongst some sheep, and the sheep go bah and run away.
Yeah.
I like that. Just didn't need to be there. It was fun.
Yeah. You see, that pissed off a lot of people from like reviews and stuff I've seen. People are mad at that
Fuck
scene.
off.
I say, what the fuck, man? It's like, what a fucking opinion to have. I'm mad because of the sheep.
There aren't sheep in
ruined.
Germany. Like there aren't sheep in Berlin. You need to
cool
get on
scene.
this movie's level, and this movie's level is fun.
Yeah, basically.
Somehow, using that old Huey and some excellent piloting, Declan manages to avoid one of the heat-seeking missiles by firing it into the side of a wind farm, and then they managed to evade the helicopter by flying through the blades of one of the towers, and instead of just like pulling away, the pursuing helicopter like just follows them into it and gets twatted by a blade.
The helicopter
then-
forgets it's a helicopter and forgets that it can just stop and go backwards. And it's like, bought the ticket, take the ride.
As they get away, they are waiting to charge up a defibrillator, which is taking like 30 seconds, but they make you wait those painful 30 seconds. As this is happening, like the charge on her head is clearly getting worse and worse and worse. And as they have 6 seconds left before they can use the panels on her, it detonates. And we are given a horrible shot of like one eye kind of ruined, looking straight ahead, and her other eye, from the force of the blast, is looking away. And we see it like fucking 5 times, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's a really good effect though. Really like because gets by the censor because it's not gory, but it is unnatural and horrible.
Yeah. Audible gasp from Emma when we're watching it. It doesn't shy away from it. I think that's really cool. It's just, I mean, she goes, "Oh, Ethan, thank you," or whatever. And then like a second later, the thing pops in her brain, and you've got the countdowns like 5 seconds or something left, and it's like, man, that's like
tragic. It would become a series where like Ethan can't let anybody die. And they let him get away with that for ages. Like they give everyone plot armor around him so that works. And he is like this unstoppable force. But here, he is the same kind of powerless he was in the first film. And you seem like he acts it pretty well. I think Tom's really good in this. This is like peak Tom being a crazy guy era as well. This is like a year after the couch jumping on Oprah.
Yeah.
He's married to Katie Holmes. I'm maintaining that he's a good performer and he hasn't changed. Right. Then he goes back to his home. You see that he's visibly shaken up, but he can't tell Julia about it because Julia doesn't know about his life. So he just shrugs it off and says he's tired. And then we have the whole business where
there was just too much traffic at work today, honey. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The cars, they wouldn't stop.
Someone hit the brake for 2 seconds on the interstate, and the ripple effects were terrible.
But
it's wild.
Babe, he's like broken. He's a visibly broken man. She's like, "What's wrong, honey?" And he's like, "Park and ride."
he fucking comes home. One of his arms is broken. He's covered in burn marks. He's lost like 2 toenails and a testicle. And she's like, "Honey," and he's like, "There was a big fight at work today. Somebody said that commuter lanes were a good idea."
Okay, so Ethan later learns that Lindsay mailed him a postcard before her capture and discovers a magnetic microdot under the stamp. IMF technician Benji Dunn, played by Simon Pegg, who once, when he was asked about having a career in Hollywood, said, "What, it's not like I'm going to end up being in Mission Impossible 3, is it?" And here he is.
By the way, does he have like terminal nerd face or something? Because he always gets like, I mean, Star Trek again.
I thought you were like referring to like this time in his career because it was like this is just what Simon Pegg was like at the beginning. This is how we know him. Like he's all thin and like an action movie star now, but like for most of us, like watching Spaced,
I was going to say,
and Big Train, and like his small bit parts in I'm Alan Partridge,
and in the Day to Day. No, sorry, Brass Eye. Yeah.
Like this is what he was like. Yeah. So Benji Dunn recovers enough data from the laptops to determine that Davian will be in Vatican City to obtain a mysterious, it says here, biological hazard, codenamed the rabbit's foot. That's retconned, by the way, later in the series. What they do in this sequence, though, is they just use like utter garbage words to try and explain away what the rabbit's foot is. Basically, say that it's the MacGuffin, and that's all you need to know, person watching movie. You don't actually need to know what it is or what it does, okay? Well, interesting. I had a professor at Oxford, Dr. Wickham, hugely fat, enormous man, taught biomolecular kinetics and cellular dynamics, and he used to try and scare us underclassmen by saying that the world was undoubtedly going to be eviscerated by technology, that it was inevitable that a compound be created that he called the anti-god, an accelerated mutator, an unstoppable horrific destroyer of everything, parks and houses, restaurants, beaches, ice cream parlours. So whenever a rogue organisation is willing to spend this kind of money on a piece of mystery tech, I always assume it's the anti-god, end of the world, that sort of thing. Not that I have any idea, though. That's just speculation. I expect you not to worry about it either, audience at home. Yeah. Big Basil expedition energy. So yeah, they do the whole thing there where they explain what it is, except they don't explain what it is, and they never explain what it is.
ChatGPT.
That's what the bad guy is in the last 2 movies. It's ChatGPT. Rory, that's not a joke. That is pretty much it.
No, fuck's sake.
It's a large language model called the Entity.
Oh, called the fucking hell. God damn.
And it glows in Necron green when you put it in a USB drive.
This is just the mad kind of escalation you get with franchises, though, isn't it? Because, like, I mean, like I said, the first Fast and Furious film was like, hey, so there's street racers and they're stealing DVD players. And now it's like, guys, you got to take those cars into space to stop the terrorists.
Yeah, very ridiculous.
I am drifting a tank across an Aquila submarine on polar ice. Why? Because family.
Ethan visits Julie at work, which was in a spontaneous marriage, which is wild. They get married by a hospital chaplain. Their wedding rings, by the way, he's wearing a little panda on a wedding ring, and she's got a little like daisy or something for hers. Very nice. Ethan plans an unofficial mission to capture Davian, and it says here the team successfully infiltrates the Vatican and captures Davian. Obviously, lots have happened, so let's get into it. Fun little plan. This is what I was saying earlier on. Like, they don't explain how the heist is going to go down. Like, one of the things I really enjoyed about the first Mission Impossible, and you see it again in later ones. I think Ghost Protocol does one where they explain how the heist should go down. And you see them going through all the steps so that when the heist doesn't go to plan and they're floundering and having to like think on their feet and do incredible stunts to make it work, we know how that deviated from what was meant to happen. I think the reason why we don't get one of these on this is because the heist pretty much goes to plan. So it's pretty good. I guess that's the reason why. But they don't explain what they're going to do either. They just kind of go, we're going to go to the Vatican and there's loads of cameras and stuff. But what I do like about this sequence is... again, attention to detail. They do lots of little things that they didn't need to do. So, like, we see it later in the movie, and we see it here as well. You see Ethan on the scene, like, measuring the height of the wall. There's a bit where he gets... So, I'll explain it. So, Ethan and Declan are in a, like, it's not UPS, it's JGL or something, like, courier van. And they pretend that the van breaks down, blocking a thoroughfare. So they have a little smoke machine in the bonnet that emits smoke. And we get a funny sequence where...
Just a big, loud Italian argument.
Yeah, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers and Tom Cruise are doing a big, loud Italian argument with the gesticulations and the vocal timbre and everything, and it's like, oh, okay. Favaculo! Like all that stuff. Napoli! And it's just like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay, because you're doing it in the language, I guess. That's all right. And everyone's like, and all the cars are stopped behind them, and they're all doing the same thing, like doing that. Fuck you! Like, okay, and very fun. I'm probably bad for doing that. So it buys enough time for Tom Cruise to.
We're gonna send you to cultural awareness training now.
Is being Italian a protected category? Okay, yeah, it probably is. Right, so Ethan Hunt scales the exterior wall of the compound that is the Vatican. It's quite cool how they did this. So when they were filming it, they basically built a big wall. On one side of it is the big stately home that's meant to be like filling in for the Vatican. On the other side of it, they kind of redressed to be like an Italian street in Rome. And basically what they do is they kind of redress the same bit of wall going up and down so that it looks different each time they do it. So when he gets down on the wall on the other side, it's the side he actually went up on the first side, redressed. Very cool. Anyway, he gets up this wall by firing like some kind of grappling hook thing a bit and runs up it. And then for no reason whatsoever, he lies flat on the wall, turns to the camera as it's crash zooming into him and goes, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, which is just one of the greatest lines of any movie ever. Like the music builds, do. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. So good.
Is fucking amazing. In the period of about 10 minutes, we've gone from his beloved protege dying right in front of him to him running up the wall of the Vatican, looking bang into the camera, and then doing a verbal stim.
My only disappointment is that when they got out of the van, like neither of them had like big comedy mustaches. Like I really wanted them both to look like Mario and Luigi. Like that would have been so much better.
And like the camera just like pans around to see the like cab of the van's full of like empty fucking pizza boxes. and there's just like loads like Catholic like egg-ons and rosary beads hanging from the fucking rear view mirror because it's Italy, baby.
So I'm just imagining getting really annoyed at someone like snapping pasta as they put it into the pan.
We're doing this thing again when we make up a guy then get mad about him.
So Tom's on top of the wall. Humpty Dumpty's on top of the wall. He does a really cool thing here. So what he does is he has to. There's a camera nearby which he has to obscure so he can walk into the path of it. Yeah. So he gets his little Game Boy camera out.
This is so fucking cool.
And takes a picture from the angle of the camera prints it off on his little Game Boy camera printer, and then puts it in front of the camera and then rewires the camera up. So it was like out for 30 seconds, and the guy's like, "Oh, the camera's broken," pat, 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 and then it goes back on again, and it's doing the whole thing where it's looking at a still image. Very cool. On top of that, he uses a little laser rangefinder and like dangles it over the side of the wall, so you can see exactly how high the wall is. So then he can set up in advance his little rappelling line so that it stops before he hits the bottom, so he can just fall off the wall. And we didn't need that little bit where he gets the laser out and goes doop, and then measures it, and then you see the measurement. Like we could have assumed they did that in pre-planning, but we didn't have to. But we seemed to, and it's cool.
Yeah.
So he falls off the side of the wall, does a little homage to the Langley heist, where he kind of like does the fall down and does the thing where he like kind of waves around over the ground and doesn't hit the ground. Very cool. Fun fact, they did a few takes of it and the rappelling wire went down a bit too slow, so they tried to gradually speed it up, and they did one take where it went really, really fast by accident, and Tom Cruise made contact with the ground and like hit his dick off the ground, and then and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Tom Cruise hit his dick on the ground, oh my god," and then Tom was like really, really happy about it, like, "Oh, that was so much fun, that was so cool, I'm gonna do it again." It's like, that's the fastest anyone's ever fucked the ground before and lived.
Oh my god.
Then he sends his little clothes back up the rappel line again. I love that. He takes his overalls off and sends the overalls up on the line again.
Yeah.
And then the next thing we see is him like dressed in like a cassock and everything, like an old like a priest, with a little hat and everything on, and it's like, you are the least convincing priest I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do with his life. He was a seminary student when he was a young lad. He was headed for holy orders before he decided to act Max.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, imagine the world we would have had. Imagine taking confession or giving confession to Tom Cruise.
He'd just be so enthusiastic about it.
He'd love it, wouldn't he?
It's like, forgive me, Father, for I've sinned. And I love that about you. You know?
You sinned?
You know,
tell me about your sin.
I've done that as well.
Cool. Yes, so he's smuggled into the area, I guess, now having done a costume change. Meanwhile, Declan drives the van to like a public part of the Vatican and parks it randomly, somewhere that you definitely can't park a van. He does a costume change into civis to be like a journalist or tourist with a camera.
Or something like that, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what like Declan's function of this is. So I was thinking about this. Imagine you could make like a short film about a heist going on, but it only follows the point of view of like one person, and that one person has such like a nugatory job in it that they're sat there having a conversation about completely different stuff, and then they do their one little bit and then they go back to having a conversation.
Yeah.
That's what I imagined, because there's a whole bit here. We'll get into it, but like there's a whole bit where Declan's on his own in the Vatican, just like lowering a body down like a tower. Like there's a huge amount of slapstick potential there that was not plumbed. Luther is also hacking his way into the Vatican underwater, isn't he?
Yeah. He's in a scuba gear and he's swimming through the Vatican sewers.
Yeah. I love this. Like, couldn't they've all just picked one normal way to get in? But yeah, fine. So he's underground and he's like setting up explosives to like get away from the sewer into the main Vatican building, I guess, that they're going into. Is it like St. Peter's Basilica or something mental like that? I think it's
meant to be St. Peter's, yeah. I am really glad that the Irish guy isn't the demolitions guy in this. He's not the explosives guy, because it boils my piss. It really does. I mean, going back to fucking Seamus O'Carbomb in the fucking Harry Potter films, it's like your story arc is to be Irish, a bit dumb, accidentally blow shit up, set things on fire, and at the big final hurrah of the film, blow a bridge up. Positive representation for the Sons of Ireland there.
J.K. Rowling, man. Do you remember when she was asked on Twitter if there were any Jewish wizards? And she just like responded. Well, she didn't even say like, "Hi, thanks for asking." Oh, that's an interesting question. She just went like, "Fucking something Goldstein, Jewish wizard."
Oh my god!
And that was it. And it's like, what the fuck?
Jesus, what the fuck, man?
So I'm just Maggie Q, right?
Maggie Q rolls up in the Lambo, baby.
Yeah, Maggie Q rolls up in the Lambo, and I'll put the video into the video of the pod here. So Maggie Q couldn't drive, and I don't know what her agent told Paula Wagner when she was cast, because she says she couldn't drive. And I went from not driving last week to this week driving a Lambo on the making of. And what happened was she said that she was wearing and I don't know why she had to do this, but she was wearing like high heels, obviously for like her scenes. Yeah. But they've got her in the high heels when she's driving the car as well. And she says that
because there was a script passed by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh God! Don't talk to me. I watched that fucking scene from Crimson Tide the other day, where they talk about the Silver Surfer, and I got angry all over again. So yeah, Maggie Q, she was driving, she's parking up this Lambo, in her high heels. The high heel itself got stuck on the accelerator, and she got like, her foot got stuck, and she couldn't move it. So she's driving this like $350,000 car and just like bumps it into a bunch of other cars on her first day on set of like her first day filming. Incredible. Yeah, brilliant.
I love everything about that story.
I love that story.
Really?
Anyway,
Good.
enough gassing up Maggie Q. Right.
Bosch Maxon.
Right, okay, cool. So she's there, she's in this knockout dress, head turning, and it turns people's heads.
Yeah, did you notice that one extra checking her out?
Yeah.
He's like, mother.
It's not made of wood. His eyes aren't painted on shit, mate.
Yeah.
Her role in this is Owen Davian has come to meet a buyer, and she does the classic spy movie thing of like walk up to them and spilling a drink all over him.
Yeah.
Classic hitman stuff to get him to go to a bathroom. Perfect.
Yeah.
Love it. It works like a treat. And what is happening concurrently is your boy Ethan Hunt has met up with Luther. Luther's brought his 3D printer along.
Yeah.
And has 3D printed a perfect Phillip Seymour Hoffman mask.
Yeah, because the photos that Maggie Q's been grabbing.
That's right, yeah. And so they make this Phillip Seymour Hoffman disguise for Ethan Hunt to wear. He's completely changed into it. The only thing that he hasn't got squared away yet is the voice. There's a little AI voice modulator thing that has to hear the person's voice say a specific set of phrases that presumably capture every vocal intonation required.
Yeah, it's like a specific poem that captures all the different like phonemes and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah. So that's the only thing they're waiting on. But Owen Davian goes to the bathroom, he's on his own, and lurking behind a little grate on the floor, which was not caught by his security, is a perfect Owen Davian clone in the form of Ethan Hunt. Hunt knocks out, he gets him on the ground, and then he forces him to read that little script for the voice modulator to take. Meanwhile, the security is coming very shortly, so they need to get rid of the body. And there's a whole thing where I think is it
Declan's holding the door kind of open. No, Declan's behind the door. The security guard's got the door open, and because the AI system's still trying to like kind of work out how he speaks, like he's been told in his stickle that like, oh, you've got another 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever. So rather than Tom Cruise trying to speak, he's just he's coughing.
He's doing it for ages, yeah. And then eventually he's like, what do you want? Go away. Yeah. Leave me alone.
Then like he's out, isn't he? Like he's out of the bathroom and Maggie Q goes up to him and she's like, oh man, I'm sorry I got wine on your shirt. Want to fuck about it.
Yeah, exactly. So what they've done is they've stolen Owen Davian's briefcase.
Yeah.
Which was unattended in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So he's taken that and he's posing as Owen Davian.
Yeah.
He leaves the bathroom, is propositioned by Maggie Q.
Yeah.
He says to his security, I'll go off with her, you follow in the car. Yeah. So he gets in the Lambo drives away, parks over a sewer grate. Mm-hmm. They open the bottom of the car and escape through the sewer grate, having handed off like the briefcase to Stickle and all that.
Yeah.
And then once they're underground, they detonate the car, blowing up the car, and everyone thinks that Owen Davian's dead and killed by a car bomb. And then we get a really cool just smash cut to them like rounding a corner on a speedboat, like flinging up the Tiber, just like looking cool as fuck.
I just wanted like a mission complete, like overlaid on that point, and like a score counter just goes up like 10,000 or something.
Yeah.
And it's
like S rank.
S rank. Perfect run. And all like the Twitch comments going like W.
Suit only, silent assassin. Guards alerted, nil. Cameras detected, nil. Yeah.
Walls sat on, 1.
Humpty Dumpty's 1. Yeah. You've unlocked the rubber duck. Explosive rubber duck.
Fucking shit. You've unlocked the Humpty Dumpty skin.
You've unlocked the egg decoy.
You just fucking hitmanning around in the background dressed like Humpty Dumpty.
That would be right. Okay, if this was a Hitman level, that would be like the costume that you can find that makes the level stupidly hard. Because each Hitman level has like one costume you can find that makes it super hard. Like there's the fucking there's like the suit of armor in Sapienza. Yeah.
Fuck.
It's a Plague Doctor, sorry. There's a Plague Doctor one. Oh man, there's so many. Yeah, there's like a samurai one in Hokkaido. Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. That would be the giant big Eggman one would be the one for this. The Vatican. So cool. Oh, by the way, before we leave the Vatican, has anyone played Indiana Jones and the Great Circle? It is basically a Vatican infiltration simulator. The whole first third of the game is you like in the Vatican, dressed as a priest, finding relics and bombing around and punching Nazis. It's great.
I love like Maggie Q's recalcitrance to blow up such an attractive car as well. I would have been kind of in the same boat at that point. It's like they should have infiltrated in a beat-ass Fiat 500.
Can I just say, there's a lot in this movie. There's a lot of very quick and loose handling of explosives.
That's because they haven't got an Irish guy running it. That's why.
They are very good. They are lobbing those things all over the place. They are just like ooh yeah. Anyway, cool. So after landing, Ethan learns that Lindsay's microdot is a warning about Davian and IMF director Theodore Brassel, which is Lawrence Fishburne. They are in a convoy taking them across the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. So they're back in, I think, Virginia. I get the impression that the IMF headquarters is in Langley, Virginia, but they just don't say it. And the convoy, which has obviously the captured Davian in it, is ambushed by mercenaries who extract Davian. This is a mental sequence. So when they were filming it, they built a section of bridge in like California and shot it there. And they only use like a few location shots to establish the water and everything, but the rest of it is all filmed with that. So yeah, a helicopter comes, and there's also a Reaper drone or a Predator drone or some kind of cool drone. Flying around, firing missiles at them. 2006, so early on the drone boom.
Yeah, I mean it's got a CGI'd in afterburner, so like they're not quite sure how drones work at this point because those ones are of course propeller driven. But
indeed, but yeah. The one big stunt from this movie that people talk about is the rocket that chases Ethan and blows up a car, and then the blast from the car knocks Ethan into the air sideways, smashing into a car. That's the cool shot, and it was like the big stunt they talked about at the time for this one. Looking back, compared to the other mission movies, this seems kind of quaint.
Yeah,
but it's still a perfectly really good stunt. I think a stunt that any stuntman would be happy to have on their resume.
Yeah,
is a really cool looking stunt, and he sells it really well.
Yeah, like I mean, the thought I had was, this is quite mild as opposed to the stunts you see in later films. I mean, the fact that they were using sort of behind the scenes work for one of the big stunts for I think the second or third last film as a trailer, just like behind the scenes footage of that was being shown before films at the cinema.
Oh, are you talking about the Dead Reckoning motorbike jump off the cliff?
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
and like when you say how like outlandish and how crazy, and there was one with a Burj Al Khalifa at one point in one of the films, I think. And
that's the next one after this.
Right. So that's when it goes apeshit. Yeah. So this one does looks a bit mild compared to what we know now, but really cool scene. Really excited. Really, this is one of the runningest films he's done. I think he probably runs more than he walks in this film.
Right. So on the subject of stunts, then, we're going to come back to this. So in every movie since, there's a tentpole stunt that is like talked about in the press up to the beginning of it. The next one is the Burj Khalifa. The one after that is the clinging to the side of the A400 as it takes off. The next one after that is the bike. No, sorry, it's Fallout. So it's bungee jumping off a helicopter. The one after that is the bicycle jump that you talked about just then.
Yeah.
And then what have we got for the final one? It's a combination of the submarine thing that happens, which is really cool, and then the big biplane chase that happens. The reason I list all those is because in each one of those movies, it gets progressively to the point where the stunt overtakes the film.
Yeah.
In the Burj Khalifa sequence, it makes sense for what they're doing. It's part of the heist, and it's good character stuff happens, and plot stuff, not plot stuff, but like stuff that makes the stunt interesting happens, and it's really good. And it's in the middle of the movie, and it's not the big climax, and then they crack on with other shit after it. And there's also other good stunts in the movie. Each of these films has other good stunts in them.
Yeah.
The A400 and the next one happens in the cold open. Then the Fallout one happens at the climax, and then after that, they become like parts of the climax. And then they go on for ages, and then the focus drifts away from the storytelling of the action and turns into, look at the stunt we're doing. Can you believe we're really doing this? And it kind of becomes a bit distracting to a certain extent, to the point where what you sign up for when you kind of come to a movie theater to watch a film is to be taken away and ride along with a story. And then what ends up happening, and this is that you end up kind of going, well, it's half of that, and it's half like me now watching like just like a stunt like you would on TV, like watching Evel Knievel jump a bunch of buses. It's like it's not part of the story. This is separate to the story. It's a bit like when they did the Bond movies and like in Live and Let Die, they do the jump over the river as the car somersaults, and it's like, yeah, okay, I get it, but that's not really part of the movie anymore. This isn't part of the chase scene. It's just like a stunt you've done in the middle of the chase scene.
It's overdone. It's overworked. It's overwrought. And while it's cool, it also kind of makes you feel a little bit cheated, I guess, because like the film's built around this rather than built around the film, you know?
Yeah, that definitely becomes an issue as we get to the ends, where the plotting of the films becomes very much like a secondary to like, how can we get from this stunt sequence to this stunt sequence to this stunt sequence? And that wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't in this genre of film, where plot is actually really important to keep the wheels on.
Yeah.
Like a spy thriller hasn't got a plot that makes sense or is like interesting, and it's just nugatory. Like, yeah, it's bad. I talked about it on the first one we did, Mission Impossible 1, but like from this point on, you're going to get increasingly films where all the plot is delivered to you in like small, simply lit rooms so that they can change it as they need it.
Yeah.
To work around the stunt sequences. Long story short, Owen Davian is recaptured by his mercenaries. Yeah. And all the... we've missed out a really cool bit. We missed out a really cool bit.
On the flight home.
Fuck me.
So good.
Right. Take it away.
So they're interrogating him, and this is when you start to really see just the quality in Phillip Seymour Hoffman's acting, the menace that he imbues this character, the crux of it being the whole thing is obviously he's not gonna get Ethan to identify himself to him, so it gets him so fucking pissed off that he almost arbitrarily executes him by dropping him out of a plane just so he can hear Luther shout his name to stop him, and that's genius. He is a great foil for Ethan Hunt, because which of these guys is more fearless? And in the end, Ethan shows the most fear for his wife, right?
This is a classic thing, isn't it? Like, he shows no concern for his own physical well-being and throws himself into all these situations. But ultimately, the ultimate bit of leverage is that you have a wife and family.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's just fucking really cool. Just seeing him being held on just by like cable ties, that's zip ties to our American cousins. It's like he'd better have not got those from B&M bargains, because I do not trust those things.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it was incredible. And just seeing him getting mentally outmaneuvered, because Ethan Hunt is a good guy who gets a lot of things right a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. And to see him get pulled out of the moral construct by which he lives his life and his hand forced into doing something arguably evil. Yeah. That's not even arguably evil. It's like the fucking arbitrary execution of a guy just because he's threatening people around you, you know? I mean, he's been picked up by guys from a 3-letter agency who get disavowed of the fuck up. He's been thrown onto a plane and then he's been taken back to America. So it absolutely is rendition. You're right.
So this guy bumps into her in the hallway and says, like, you know, can you find this patient? And she'll be like, absolutely not, but we'll give it a go anyway. What's their name? And he sticks a little sticker on her, and the sticker knocks her out. It's some kind of sedative. Yeah. He puts her in a body bag and tries to take her out to the hospital. As Ethan is rushing around looking for her, he literally walks past her and the guy and doesn't spot it, which is a brilliant bit of visual dramatic irony.
Yeah, that was great.
Very good. And then he gets the phone call in the parking lot that Julie's been taken, and he has 40 hours to find the rabbit's foot. Yeah. And just as that happens, a bunch of black sedans circle around him, and out of it steps a bunch of IMF agents led by one Timothy Omundson, who plays Detective Lassie in Psych. And he's like, "We got to take you in, man!" And he tries to get away, but they tase him. And they bring him back to IMF HQ, where he gets grilled. At the minute, he thinks that Brassel is the crooked man. So he and Brassel are loggerheads, and he's what's he restrained to a gurney and muzzled.
Yeah, like the restraint with gurney, they put a gooning mask on him, and then they like they drag him into like the goon cave, don't they? And it's like, as I said to Emma, and this upset her against everything after this scene is just his hallucinations as he goons himself to a brainless degree.
God, this is so grim.
Like fucking what's his name? Brussels like, you're gonna pull that shit smooth off. You're gonna goon until you're brainless. This is how we're gonna break you.
It's gonna be like a blind cobbler's thumb.
You're gonna goon so bad you won't know what way's up, what way's down, right, wrong. You'll only know the goon.
That's awful. That's awful. Lawrence Fishburne, right in your ear, going, "Try not to come."
Lawrence Fishburne's like, "Good boys don't bust. Good boys don't bust."
Man,
yeah,
that's a low point for us.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
So Billy Crudup appears, who has, of course, become Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen, and he says, "Ethan, try not to come." No, he says, "Ethan."
He's like,
"Ethan, do you want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes?"
I'm so disappointed in you, Ethan. I'm so disappointed that you could do this. You've been a traitor. That he does some mouths some words to Ethan, and gives him a tool for which to free himself.
Yeah,
and
gives him an address to go to in Shanghai, doesn't he?
That's right. Cool. And they're like, "Take him away. Take him
away, boys.
Take him from me." And then we have a cool elevator fight, which is very good. Your boy Tom Cruise gets free, and he has an unsanctioned mission that he takes to Shanghai with the gang to recover the rabbit's foot. So there's a very cool sequence here where this is another cool stunt, which they don't do for real, but it's good enough. So it's what I'm talking about is the how they're going to infiltrate the skyscraper in which the rabbit's foot is held, and the way they tend to do it is from a neighboring skyscraper. They're going to use a fulcrum to swing and land on top of the other skyscraper, and then try not to fall off it, because the roof of it is a big slant. Meanwhile, they're going to distract the guards. This bit doesn't really work for me. They're going to distract the guards enough so that when he does do that mission, that fall onto the skyscraper, he can kill them easier. I don't know.
And it's like, this is wild to me, because they decide to distract them using a baseball pitching machine.
Where did they get that from? Did they know they were going to do that before they got there? Like, if he stood in the building looking at it and going, "I know what I'm going to do," and starts drawing on the window, "I'm going to do a fulcrum," doing the measurements and stuff, then surely he knew. What? Did he plan all that on the fly when he got there? Did they have no idea what they're going to do when they arrived? Were they just going to scope it out? Are they scoping it out and then in an hour's time they're going to go back and do it? Are they finding the old baseball pitching machine shop to do this from? Is there a Sports Direct in the fucking bottom floor of the one they're in?
Out of all of the things on the go.
I keep one in the boot of my car at all times, actually. You don't?
I will now.
Because whenever I get tailgated, I just swing open the rear door and go, "Fuck you."
Oh, man, I want that. I want a fucking tail gunner, man. When someone's bootlegging us on the A19, I want to just press a button. Actually, back opens, and just a little guy with a fucking baseball pitching machine just gives them 6 and out. That'd be fantastic. But it's where the hell are they finding it? 2, they make a big thing. Oh, these are armed guards, the Rex, People's Liberation Army and stuff. Yeah, fucking these guys are going to escalate to lethal force straight away when something gets thrown at them, be it a fucking baseball or whatever. You know, this is fucking Shanghai, man. They aren't going to mess around.
Mental. They didn't know that was a baseball when it was flinging its way across towards them. It could be anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. And hang around to find out. So he does the jump, does the big swinging fulcrum thing, which looks really good. It looks really good in the film. And what they did in real life is they had a really high platform in a soundstage and green screened all around it. So he really did run 30 feet and jump and fall quite a long way on a line. They just CGI'd in Shanghai after. But yeah, it looks really, really good. So he does that. Very cool. And you have Luther "He made it. I knew he'd make it." Very fun. And then you have the whole bollocks of him infiltrating the building. We don't see it. We see everyone else reacting to it. And then he just says over comms, "I've got the rabbit's foot." I'm like, what the fuck? There's definitely a sequence there we should have seen. I was like, hang on, did I miss something there? And I went back and I was like, I don't think I did.
Yeah, I thought it's just a weird cut of it or something. But no, it's...
Yeah, but no. So he just says he's got it. I guess him getting it from the skyscraper would have looked an awful lot like getting the MacGuffin from the end of Mission Impossible 2.
That
In
was
my
what I
mind,
was thinking, yeah.
I conflated them, yeah, but he just has it. Yeah, there's a whole fun bit where he has to escape though, and he's too low for the base jump, and his parachute opens and he gets flung back into a building. And there's a very funny sequence where like a security guard comes in and sees him, and then he gets pulled out by the building and by the billowing parachute.
That was class. That
And
was
the exact same moment,
yeah.
a bit of paper like hits him square in the face as well. That's a very, very funny, very, very good shot. Well, he ends up on the ground by falling into the road, and then the parachute getting caught on a streetlight or something.
Yeah.
So he's
yeah,
dangling.
that's right.
He's dangling above traffic. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah.
And then he falls on the ground, and he gets separated from the rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
And we finally see it as well. It's like a biohazard container,
Yeah.
which, if anything, makes it make less sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Is it a virus? Is it a fucking... We had a virus in the last one. It can't be a
Yeah.
virus again, surely.
No.
What is it? Who knows? So, yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a car chasey kind of thing, and then
Yeah.
eventually they get away and they have the rabbit's foot. And then
Land Rover involved, right? There's a Land Rover on that car chase, am I right?
I think so. Yeah, I think the building security are in one, aren't they?
Yeah. Sanya, is that a Land Rover?
Hang on. How did I not clock that?
It's not like in green and white Land Rover colours, though.
Yeah, it's like an old school, he's looking ass Defender.
Yeah. So Ethan, this is what it says in the summary. Ethan obtains the rabbit foot and delivers it to Davian, who tranquilizes him and implants a micro explosive similar to the one that killed Lindsay in his head. So we've kind of caught up with the start of the film. So he wakes up, he's bolted to the chair. Davian is not happy about the rabbit's foot. I don't understand this because I think that is the rabbit's foot. I think he's just fucking with him, which is weird.
This
whole
is
bit...
one of the things. This is one of the things a lot of people are really pissed off about J.J. Abrams' quote unquote mystery box storytelling techniques and stuff. That's like, it didn't piss me off, but I can see why people might have found it a little bit infuriating. The whole "what is a rabbit's foot" kind of thing. It's like, what is this? Not it? I wonder if there was some drastic cuts done between this whole anti-God thing and it's the biohazard. It's like, I wonder if there was more exposition in there that was cut out to make things more kind of like teasy and make things more engaging, I guess. I mean,
Owen Davian shoots who Ethan believes to be Julia.
yeah.
But it's not. And this is something that pisses me off, actually, is that somehow Owen Davian also has the mask technology. It has made a mask of Michelle Monaghan and put it onto his former head of security, who he's just domed.
Yeah.
The former head of security being the translator from the Vatican sequence.
Yeah, because she
who
let him
allowed...
down,
Yeah, let him down, exactly. I mean, the movie's great. This all works really well for me as a action sequence. It doesn't make any sense to me as to what Owen Davian's doing and why. Like, he's got the rabbit's foot. He should just go on his merry way, right?
Yeah.
But I guess he's vindictive over the whole plane thing. But he doesn't want to say it. He just wants to confound him. Give me the rabbit's foot. I've given you the rabbit's foot. Give me the rabbit's foot, or I'll kill this woman.
Yeah.
He's got the rabbit's foot. I'm going to kill her then. Ooh.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, Ethan has a big long chat with, I think it's Benji, to find out where Julie is. And it turns out they're like a mile away from each other, and he has to just run across Shanghai to find her.
Then it's just the great kind of him directing him as he runs kind of scene.
Yeah, classic. And they hang a lampshade on this kind of thing later on. They have the same scene again kind of thing in Dead Reckoning.
Yeah.
But because the entity has taken over the comms, it's like a bad sat nav. It's like, turn left, turn right. No, Ethan, you gotta go left. Ethan, no, hang on, you gotta go turn around, go behind you. And it's like the voice has taken over. It's just leading him on a merry chase. Very, very funny. Yeah, so we have that. So we have him running, and we see like one of the great sequences of Tom Cruise sprinting.
Yeah.
And it's the final day of shooting the movie. So the final scene that Tom Cruise shot for this film was that really long run that he does along the riverside.
Yeah.
And all those extras, they're not real extras. They're just people who happen to live in that village. So they were getting like kind of herded like cats by the production. So they had like a Chinese-speaking assistant director for the Shanghai sequences. It was a Scottish guy for the rest of the movie. But for the Chinese stuff, they've got a Chinese local there. And she's just talking to the normal people saying, like, don't look at Ethan. Don't look at him. Just don't look at him. Like, just go out your day like you normally would. And I think this is where some of the stories have come up online of like Tom Cruise is like, no one's allowed to look at Tom Cruise on set. And it's like, well, they are. It's just that if you're an extra in a scene, you should be looking at the fucking spy who's there, because then it's really obvious. If everyone in the park is looking at Tom Cruise, you know. But anyway, so we have that, which is really, really cool. There's a fantastic video online that analyzes Tom Cruise's running form. And he has really good form, and he's really nimble getting over these rooftops and stuff and getting down to street level and then running across this way. And you've got to remember, he's like wearing dress shoes when he does it as well.
Yeah.
So as a sprinter, he has generally really good form, and you'll see like his posture is really good. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I got really into this when I got really into running like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I watched this video, and I'm gonna link to it in the show notes. It's a fascinating video about like how good Tom Cruise's running form is. Anyway,
We do put a lot of special interests into this podcast, don't we?
Point, we finally get the reveal that Musgrave, i.e. Billy Crudup, is actually the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's the one who, I think, peels off the mask of the head of security and everything.
Yeah.
He's like, Julia's alive, Ethan. Because of me, Julia's still alive. Davian wanted to kill you both, but I convinced him otherwise. Julia hasn't seen me. She doesn't know anything. She's clean. And she'll get to go on with her life as long as you tell me about Lindsay's message. That's why I'm here. Did Lindsay know about me and Davian? Is that why she sent the message to you? Did she read it? Did anyone else see it? And all that kind of stuff. Goes off for one. So he's a shit. And there's a fun bit where he like goes into this building. There's a bunch of old fellas all like playing mahjong or something, and they kind of just like point like, go through that door.
Yeah.
We don't want any trouble. And so he does, and he finds her. And just as he finds her, Owen Davian appears, and as that happens, he gets like obviously a blinding headache. And Davian's like, I've activated the chip in your head.
I love the
and
way
like,
he delivers that line, man. Just like the
I just activated the
delivery.
chip in your head.
It's like the delivery is incredible. It's like it's matter of fact, yet still brimming with absolute menace.
Yeah. That's what it is. I've activated the charge in your head. He tosses the triggers to the ground. You have maybe 4 minutes left. Ethan is in excruciating pain. Julia breathing heavily, terrified, perplexed, as Davian circles Ethan and kicks him in the face. I told you she'd call your name. And Julia's like, stop it, don't, Ethan. And then they have a fight, and it's a good fight. It's a really good fight.
It's punchy. It's weighty.
Tom Cruise is really good at doing fight scenes and punching and stuff when he's in a compromised state. And we saw that in Minority Report when he's like fumbling around blind and stuff. And he's really good at it here. One move in the fight choreography makes me laugh every time I see it though, which is when he keeps driving his temples because his head hurts. And he hits Damien twice by twatting with each of his elbows.
Elbow strikes. It was so silly. I loved it.
So silly, but very fun, very good. Also, the way he dispatches Davian is just ridiculous. So they tumble out into the street. It just so happens that like a friendly assassin truck happens to be flying around. So he holds him up and he gets his like head smashed by a truck.
Yeah,
just like
fucking
how convenient.
obliterated. You know, I mean, you don't even see the body because you know that's be like blown smooth off, right? I mean,
it's amazing there's not more blood on Ethan. Like, wild. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Bit of an anticlimax, I think, for this brilliant villain we've had. A tremendous villain. Really, really good. And then he just kind of gets like taken out by like a fucking... On the other hand, kind of nice, kind of poetic. You know, you can be the most powerful guy in the world, but there's no accounting for a driver in Shanghai.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting taken out by traffic as well.
Which is ironic because his cover story is being a traffic guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bang, there
He's
we go.
regulated the traffic and has killed his opponent.
I love it. I love it. Department for Transport for the win.
We've dug into something really deep here, guys. I wonder if any other podcasts have mentioned this. You know, that's the ripple effect of traffic, taking them out, smooth off, man.
That's it. 2 hours ago, somewhere halfway, like 3 miles up the road, someone pumped on their brakes for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And now Owen Davian's been decapitated.
Yeah, you see, man.
Ethan gets back into the building. No one follows him, by the way. No one wants to know why he was fighting with that man who just died, which is really funny.
I just want to quickly circle back for a second. If I was a random Chinese guy in a Chinese town going about my business and two random white dudes I haven't seen before have a fucking Barney in the street, then one of them gets killed by a truck, I too am going about my business and not asking too many questions.
Right, cool. Then he basically gets himself onto the deck, doesn't he? Fills his mouth with his tongue depressors, tells Julia that he loves her, and then to flip the switch. Very short. Down, off, on, and then back off again. Very, very important for the off, which knocks him out and obviously puts him into cardiac arrest. And then what we have is Julia flips a switch. A heart-stopping current of electricity courses through Ethan. His whole body tenses. Julia flips the switch off. Ethan falls dead to the ground. Suddenly, bullets ricochet all around Julia. The pursuing guards have found them in the clinic. She does a very cool thing where one guy comes in, starts clattering her out the place. She hides behind the wall, sees his reflection in like a refrigerator or something, and then shoots him. And then as she turns around, Musgrave has entered the room, and she puts like 9 rounds. She uses all 15 in killing the first guy, changes the mag, and then she uses like 9 rounds on the next guy, who's Musgrave. And then she like uses CPR on Ethan, who wakes up, bolts upright, picks up the gun and points it at the dead body of Musgrave, and is like, "You do this?"
It was you.
Cool. It was you.
It was you.
And then it has them walking outside like nothing's wrong at all, and Ethan's there, rabbit's foot in one hand, the girl in the other, strolling down the road. And she was like, "I was just thinking, maybe you might want to tell me why we're in China." And he's like, "I know." And she's like, "I work for an agency called IMF." And she's like, "What does that stand for?" And he goes, "Impossible Mission Force." And she's like, "Shut up. Fuck off.
Fuck off. Moid the lies and lengths men will go to get a woman.
Men would rather join the IMF than go to therapy. Yeah. And then we get the final scene, which is like everything's all toasty and warm. They're back at the IMF in Langley. What's Fishburne's like, "Hey, aren't you glad I'm not the bad guy? The White House has been calling me about a job they want you to do." And he's like, "Do you want to know about it?" And he's like, I want to go on my honeymoon." He's like, "Okay, off you go, you crazy kids." Meanwhile, Julia's like talking to all his friends like Benji and Luther, and they're probably saying like the most heinous shit about Ethan. And she's laughing like that. This is very military coded. Like they're like they're probably like telling her like the most horrific stories about the things he's done while they've been on ops in like all these various European destinations.
The time when they went to 4 floors with him.
Yeah. It gets pretty lonely in those ops room vans. I once watched Ethan take a shit into a bucket because he didn't want to break his cover. Like, there's that kind of shit, isn't it? And then finally, there's an extra scene that we didn't see. So in the movie, it ends with them walking towards the camera down a corridor, in slow motion, music taking over, and then it fades to black, and it's the end of the film. Right? Luther, they're going on their honeymoon. IMF erupts into applause and cheers. We watch from a distance. Ethan and Julia walk off. We fade to white as blank as a page. The quiet sound of wind. Then 3 or 4 shushing, and then 2 tiny specks appear, slowly, dropping from top of frame, and you realise this is a massive long shot of pristine snow, a steep mountain, and those specks are figures. We are exterior, mountain, day. It's Ethan and Julia, heliboarding. Long lens shots catch them as they cut through the snow like they're flying. An exhilarating ride, just the 2 of them against the mountain, against the world. Husband and wife, no more secrets. And our final song begins, driving, pounding, lifting our spirits, and it soars as we the end.
Everybody on the bus stands up and claps.
Wow, that's amazing.
Fucking God.
We've seen enough. We don't need to see the heliboarding. Wow. Such a throwaway line about heliboarding at the very beginning of the film as well. You're not going to remember that. No. You watch it and be like, what the fuck are they doing?
He likes his holidays though, doesn't he? Like he gets a lot of annual leave for this job, you know?
Oh yeah, he's not hanging out to use his ELA. He's he's all over the place. The start of Mission 2, he's like just free climbing up a mountain. It's like, dude, when you like, with the amount of excitement you get in your day-to-day job, wouldn't you want to just like, I don't know, get like a fucking canal boat or something? Yeah.
If I was doing this kind of shit, I would not be doing anything in the slightest exciting for my holiday. I would disappear somewhere very quiet and just not be.
Go to the Winchester and wait for all this to blow over.
Exactly.
Stalling too? Is the last thing you should be concerned about.
Ethan.
So we're back now for some categories about this most excellent of films. Starting off, as we've done before, casting. You can't really kind of fuck with Tom Cruise's career if we wanted to talk about films and stuff. But I do find it interesting to the reason Jeremy Renner was cast in the next film is because some people were sort of trying to soft prepare for him to take over, weren't they? They were kind of soft preparing for that, I think.
Yeah,
So I've heard
to
discourse about it, yeah.
They tried to make him the new Bourne protagonist. They tried to make him the new Mission thing. Everyone tried to make Jeremy Renner a thing for a while.
Yeah. Stop trying to make Jeremy Renner happen. It's not going to happen.
He was really good in Hawkeye.
He
the
was good
TV
in
series.
Hawkeye, yeah. But yeah, like they really gave it a go because he was in the Bourne Legacy?
Bourne Legacy.
Bourne Legacy, that's right.
Tony Gilroy's The Bourne Legacy.
Hey, yeah, excellent. It would have been interesting to see how the franchise had gone if he had taken over. I don't think it would have had the same like insane level of stunts and stuff because he's not like nobody's as indestructible as Tom Cruise, right? The films would have gone a very different direction, I think. Much like the different direction that probably would have gone if our friend from Smoking Aces had got the director's job.
Yeah.
So
Smoking Aces probably wouldn't have happened.
yeah. Smoking Aces has not already come out by that point.
Nope. It came out in 2006. It came out instead of. It's the project he worked on.
That's
instead
right.
of this.
Yeah, because he spent like 15 months developing this, didn't he? And then obviously it didn't happen. I heard it was going to be like darker, grittier, and more like shades of grey, and a bit more kind of harsher on the US government kind of thing.
This is a good point to talk about this, actually. Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of different characters. So basically, it was a completely different story almost.
Yeah.
So Tanda Way Newton was approached to reprise her character from MI2, and she declined, which I think was probably wise. She wanted to spend time with her family. She had a young family. They introduced some new characters. One was going to be played by Carrie-Anne Moss. So we've had Morpheus and Trinity in this movie. That would have been cool, but she pulled out as part of the delays. Scarlett Johansson was going to be in this film as well.
Get in.
But couldn't commit to it.
Yeah.
And instead of Phillip Seymour Hoffman as Owen Davian, it was initially cast as Kenneth Branagh, which would have been a very different vibe, I think, for the character.
That would be
Maybe still good,
wild.
but I think we've seen what he would have done. We're going to talk about it very soon, actually, in Shadow Recruit.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where we're going to find the Kenneth Branagh villain that would have been most like the one he would have done here.
Yeah.
Or Tenet. Did you watch Tenet?
I never did, but I'm aware both of them have him using a silly Russian accent. So
Indeed.
the Joe Carnahan version of Mission Impossible would have been mental, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Cruise would have vibed with it. In fact, obviously creative differences indicate that he didn't vibe with it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
see it happening.
You know me, man. I'll fight in the street with my shirt off for Smoking Aces, and probably will do one day. But I think Joe Carnahan would have kind of killed the franchise if he'd worked on it.
If it had been like his dialogue and stuff as well that he put into it, I just don't see that working. That all that constant joking and bantering and can you imagine a scene where like Ethan Hunt is manipulating the jaw of a dead henchman and making him talk to him?
Okay, going on from casting to trivia, the bunch of trivia that I had down here. We touched on the whole thing with Comedy Central, South Park, the Trapped in the Closet episode, when Tom Cruise threatened to cancel, allegedly, we're doing a lot of heavy lifting for everyone's protection here, allegedly threatened to cancel publicity for the film if Comedy Central rebroadcasted that Trapped in the Closet episode, the one that mocked him for his Scientology and really gave him the business. And indeed it was actually taken off the air.
Here's a thing on the subject of Trapped in the Closet. Have you, Sanye, seen Trapped in the Closet, the R. Kelly R&B opera?
No.
So
it's
real and it's very, very long. And I was watching a clip of it the other day.
What she said.
Don't ask me how. So I was watching a clip of it the other day, and Michael K. Williams is in it, and I completely brain dumped that. So that's Omar in The Wire.
It is an unhinged film. Yeah.
And that's the same year as The Wire came out.
It's mental, right? It's nuts.
Yeah, crazy.
Imagine being in that film.
God, man.
Nuts, man. Just when there's a very short, small gentleman And R. Kelly's like, it's a man, but the man is a midget. And like, and like, why they calling you big man? Because I'm blessed. It's like, what the fuck even is this film?
Yeah,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
It's worth pointing out, Sanya, that it's the same track of music over and over again. It doesn't change. It's the same backing for the whole thing, and the film's like an hour plus at least. It's like 20 parts. It's like 20 parts. It's insane.
It's crazy.
And it's like a soap opera plot, and then the end of it all is that everyone's got AIDS. And it's insane. And every single episode ends with R. Kelly repeating the last line he sang as he kind of like dissolves into like further and further out of frame. It's really weird.
Bad.
The one you will see all the time if you look at like the one that still does the rounds on like Instagram reels and stuff is the scene where a guy played by Michael K. Williams is finding his wife's lover that she's taken, and as R. Kelly reveals, the man turns out to be a little person who's hiding under the sink, and it's like a reveal. Like they open the sink and there's a man under there, and he's a little man, and then R. Kelly's just stood there going, "But the man was a midget, and then that fades out, and then because it's like the middle of the story, it just fades back in again. It just starts the next bit. It's absolutely nuts. I think it was released as a web series or something? It was mental.
Really, Summer Redstone of Paramount decided not to renew the distribution rights after this film, and a lot of that was due to Tom Cruise's couch jumping on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Yeah, she was disgusted by his antics, apparently.
The Gen Z mind cannot comprehend how weird the Tom Cruise jumping on the couch thing was when it happened.
The Gen Z mind cannot comprehend that. Sorry, Sonia. But it's like, it was so weird. It's just...
Was it not giving La Boo Matcha Latte?
You've lived under the shadow of the post-Trump world for too long. Like that was really weird when that happened. Like it was just like the way he was overreacting, the way he got married to like Katie Holmes from Dawson's Creek.
I'm in love with Katie Holmes. I'm in love with Katie Holmes. In current year, nobody's PR handlers would let them do that.
Not from the allegations.
The Overton window has moved far too far for that to look weird anymore.
Yeah.
Like we've seen too much weird stuff. You know, in a world where Dakota Johnson called out Ellen for not inviting her to a party, that doesn't.
Yeah.
This pales in comparison now, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing with like Army Hammer and cannibalism and stuff, and it's like.
Yeah, that's shifted things too far, hasn't it? Like, no, there's no going back from that. I mean, he's not going back, is he? It's only a matter of time before he's in a Ben Shapiro film, isn't it?
Oh, fucking.
Like Jonathan Majors.
Jesus.
Jonathan Majors making his own right-wing version of Sinners, apparently.
Oh my God, bloody hell. So, the David Fincher version of this would have been wild. Basic storyline of it was going to deal with black market trade of body parts in Africa. Now, that's cool as fuck. That's incredibly David Fincher.
Yeah, it's not Mission, though, is it?
No, organ legging is not Mission Impossible. It's I'm so pleased I got used the word organ legging.
He would just be literal about the rabbit's parts.
Yeah, well, it's like, the rabbit's foot, I got the human's foot, I got the human's ass, everything you need. There's so many fantastic what might have beens with this film, and one of those is, you correct, David Fincher applying his Zodiac and Seven and latterly Mindhunter-esque chops to this film.
I will say that Zodiac is aged better than this film has in terms of its just general look, like the vibe of it.
Yeah.
Like this is dated into the early noughties in a way that Zodiac and the films he did. He had a really good run from probably Zodiac up to before Mank. So Zodiac, Social Network, Gone Girl, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Those four look pristine. And then he kind of went a bit mad with Mank. And then The Killer is a bit, I don't know, neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Wasn't sold on it. But those four are, what a run.
Along with David Fincher, and when he was attached, Sylvester Stallone was being courted to play the main villain, which would have been really fucking bad, in my opinion.
Stop making it happen. Stop trying to make that happen.
It's like, so
but he was in Rambo this year.
Yeah. So David Fincher, cool, awesome, love it. We had organ legging plot in Africa, okay, kind of cool, kind of into it. It's not going to feel like Mission Impossible, but it's going to be kind of fun and interesting, right? It's going to be a grimy David Fincher. And who's this walking into the room? Fucking, I'm the guy who's going to be smelling all these kids' organs from the black market. What the fuck? It wouldn't have worked in the slightest. there is a thriller called The Humpty Dumpty Man. And it's like,
Is he an egg?
he's not an egg. He is not an egg. I'm devastated. He's an Australian, which is maybe kind of like an egg. I don't know.
He's not an egg, but he is Australian.
Yep. It is a Australian television movie from 1986, a drama/thriller. It is based on the ALP politician David Combe affair. Shad Lowe is a trade consultant who accepts a Soviet trade contract and is accused of international espionage. The movie was not released theatrically. That's its entire summary here in the Wikipedia, man, after like the info box. So Humpty Dumpty Man's 1986 Australian TV film, first feature co-written, directed by PJ Hogan, etc.
Sorry,
Yeah.
PJ Hogan. Is that Paul Hogan? Is that Crocodile Dundee?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I'm not even joking. PJ Hogan. Yes. Australian film director and he's a film director and screenwriter. He directed Murals, Wedding, My Best Friend's Wedding, Peter Pan, Confessions of a Shopaholic. He is not the Paul Hogan.
Oh, he's not Paul Hogan.
The Paul
you got me
Hogan.
so excited.
Yeah, no, he is not the Paul Hogan. I'm
But
very
he wrote
sorry.
Nero's Wedding.
Yeah,
He wrote My Best Friend's Wedding. Watched that
yeah,
last week.
yeah. He directed
I
Murals,
didn't
Wedding.
like it.
Really, shit.
I didn't like it.
Should I add this film to the list? And because he also wrote Confessions of a Shopaholic, filmography of this guy. The first film he wrote was a short film called Getting Wet in 1984, followed up with The Humpty Dumpty Man, written and directed. The Humpty
An
Dumpty Man.
opposite of Ben Shapiro films.
My God, holy shit. I thought, Dune, the movie about Ben Shapiro's wife. Brutal. But yeah, so,
bedroom like, I must cultivate desert power.
So The Humpty Dumpty Man was not released theatrically, but I think we should track it down to make 3 thrillers we've looked at related to Humpty Dumptyson.
He wrote a Peter Pan adaptation with Jason Isaacs as Captain
That's
Hook.
right, the Jason Isaacs Peter.
Richie Bryars as Smee. Jeffrey Palmer is in it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. I think
A
that
very
was
young
like
George Mackay.
I think that was the apex of his career as well. I mean, the fucking Humpty Dumpty Man certainly wasn't.
Wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
that was great. Thank you very much for the Humpty
Yeah.
Dumpty Man, Rory. That's
Yeah.
enriched my life.
This is the last non-superhero film as of 2015. This very old trivia. This is very old trivia. The last non-superhero film to be the summer movie season starter, released on the first weekend of May. With superhero movies scheduled to start the summer through 2029, that will mean 13 consecutive years have started the summer with a superhero movie.
That's an interesting point.
Because this is
What,
still active. Yeah, 'cause I mean, 2029. you know?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, what was the starting lineup in 2023? The Barbenheimer year. That was like sort of June, wasn't it? So what was before that? I thought it was Black Adam, but that was 2022.
20.
When was Wakanda Forever?
I'm
That was
gonna
20, that was 20, that was 22 as well.
Which year was Barbenheimer? 2023, right? Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Officially kicked off in early May with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I forgot about that.
There we go.
There you go.
So yeah, man.
The animal cruelty one. I didn't watch it.
In early May 2024, it was reported that Tom Cruise, in his role as a producer, requested of the German government that filming be allowed in the 40-metre glass dome of the German Parliament building, the Reichstag. He'd earlier visited the Foster and Partners designed building and had been very impressed. His request was denied, however, by Parliament President Wolfgang Thierse. The building is not available as a film location, and we refuse point blank every request to use it as such, a spokesman said. I love that. It's like, and Martin Landau was offered a cameo, but declined.
He's already pretty pissed off about Mission 1, where like all the
Yeah.
characters were killed and John Voight was the bad guy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he was pretty pissed. He's pretty pissed off from that still.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, and you know, he'd already done enough in Meteor.
Yeah, go back to this center. Anyway, right. So, do you want to move on to weapons?
Absolutely. This film has really cool guns in it. Obviously, it's going out to Mission Impossible film.
And a G36.
Yeah.
What do you mean, and?
I like how they refer to the get the G36 out of the truck. It's like, not get the rifle out of the truck, get the G36 out of the truck. It's like, you know, like someone from Heckler and Koch is like, fucking, hey, Tom, there's 1,000 euros. Just make sure someone says the actual unit name of this rifle. Pissed us off how he has to assemble it. I literally said out loud, just keep it in a bag. I know it adds tension to the scene, I know it's there for a reason, but it's really fucking silly. It's not as egregious as these films when this is going to piss people off. Films when some super badass assassin spends ages assembling a sniper rifle from its tiniest component pieces and then just snapping the telescopic sight on, and then it's going to be completely in need of being zeroed, right? But he makes the perfect fucking shot. It's like, that boils my piss. But very, very silly. Has to assemble it, gets a few shots off. It's a G36. I know it makes Sanya angry because it's the gun of people who are cuts.
No, actually, rare exception from the rule.
Because it's not a cut,
not
isn't it?
The cunt, for once, and also, for once, which is very rare, just being used in the standard configuration used by the German army. Also was pleased to know that he actually used the red dot correctly, because that has two different settings, because it can be battery powered, which is why it has a little selector wheel on the side, or you can slide the top cover open and use daylight.
Cool, man.
To power it.
I did a bit of research, and I was right in my initial assessment that it is a Reaper drone. It's a General Atomics MQ TAC-9 Reaper drone that attacks them with a CGI added afterburner, as you said earlier.
I like the kind of suppressing fire they lay down on the building in Germany's from big fuck-off Barrett M82 sniper rifles on remote-controlled weapon stations with those big fuck-off drum magazines. It's ridiculous. It's a brutal amount of overkill. I love it. I think it's kind of cool how the tranquilizer pistol that he uses on Davian is cast rubber Glock 26 with a bit of modifications on it. That's really cool. The film, with its less than lethal weapons, doesn't lean into any kind of actual real commercial tasers or anything. The pistols that are firing the tasers at Ethan Hunt as he's leaving the hospital, escaping the hospital. It's Ruger standard little semi-automatics. The IMFDB says it's a Mark 1, but I think it's a Mark 2 due to the size of the barrel. Can you believe there's a wife upstairs?
I love that. The IMFDB, the Impossible Missions Force database.
The grappling hook that they use is a modified Desert Eagle, which I think is fucking really cool because it's it looks like I've just grabbed this bag of things to make into other things, and I like that. I like that kind of kind of armoring and kind of costuming of the scenes with
kit banging.
Cool shit. Yeah, it's just kit bash stuff. Quotes from this film. This film's got some bars. Some absolute bars. Most of them are coming from the man himself, Morpheus.
He's got 5 minutes of screen time as well.
It's amazing. It's mental. I'm finding some of my favourites here.
Mr. Musgrave, please don't interrupt me when I'm asking rhetorical
questions. Yes, so good, man. It's unacceptable that chocolate makes you fat, but I've eaten my share, and guess what? Amazing.
It's so
brilliant.
good.
It is so fucking good.
You can look at me with those judgmental eyes all you want, but I bullshit you not. I will bleed on the American flag to make sure those stripes say red. Such a big fuck. That's something fucking Pete Hegseth would say.
Yet somehow it's cool when Brassel says it.
Yeah, that's because Lawrence Fishburne is a hell of an actor.
Yeah, and Lawrence Fishburne's cool as fuck, and Pete Hegseth sucks.
It sucks.
Yeah.
He sucks.
My SecDef sucks!
I hate the people he's governing with.
Ethan Hunt, after climbing a wall as a signal, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. I didn't think that was a signal. I don't think that's a signal he's sending out. I think it's a vocal stem, right?
To himself, yeah. It's just saying it to himself, isn't he?
Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. You know,
I'm Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah. Yes, I've always wanted to say this. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Don't I get a little silly with it sometimes?
Yeah.
Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Yeah.
Okay, one of the weirder ones is, and you never slept with your little sister, right?
Yeah. That's creepy. That's Luther being a bit blue.
Yeah.
And you never slept with your little sister, right? Yeah, okay. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. I love that. What other ones can Ethan Hunt do? And the cow jumped over the moon. Hey diddle diddle, the kid had a fiddle. I like it. Free blind mice.
He's
all the nursery rhymes.
He's about to get busted by corrupt British cops, and he's like, all the king's horses and all the king's men.
Kingsman. Oh, that bit. There's the bit in is it Rogue Nation where he like jumps into the underwater facility where all the hard drives are stored. And he's under there for ages, just there, bubbling out his mouth. He's like, "Itsy witsy spider, from the water spider."
I love that shit. That's incredible, man. Fucking, I really like the line from Brassel. I don't care if your daddy plays golf with the president. This is intelligence. So far, I haven't seen any.
I love that. That's really good as well. Keeping that in my back pocket for a particularly zesty teams meeting.
Nice. I don't know if this actually shows up in the quotes section on here, but I love the line when Brassel is giving Billy Crudup the business about running an unsanctioned op, and Billy Crudup's like, "Oh, well, I've got evidence for some guy with a totally made up sounding Arabic name that's going to be in some place," and he's like, "Huh. I'd like to see that intelligence." And all I can think of is what's become kind of a running joke. It's, "You're Omar Bakshi, leader of Hezbollah." And it's like, yeah, I'd like to see that evidence. And it's like, I'm on you, you piece of shit. Yeah, just like I said, a significant amount
it's we've received intel that Haddam Salim Bahar was en route to Shanghai.
Yeah.
He's like, Hadim Salim Bahar. It's like, that's right. You know what I'd love? I'd love to see that intel. I'll be in my office.
It's like, yes, we've got evidence that John made up name is going to be in this place. Again, just a great Brassel Musgrave smackdown. Brassel to Ethan, who's drawing these conclusions? Is it you? John Musgrave, I am, sir, based upon Brassel. I'm not on you yet.
Yeah. I've been in those kind of meetings before.
Yeah. Fucking incredible scenes. How would you think Brassel would be as a leader? Would you guys like having Brassel as your line
I've had people like Brassel be my boss before. I shouldn't talk about it on here.
We have talked obviously about how this film was almost directed by the fella who did Smoking Aces. I've got a little game we're going to play called Wheel of Directors. When I've listed some directors of previous films, Clear and Present Dudes have done, I'm going to spin this wheel and we're going to have a chat and see what this film would have looked like if this director had worked on it.
Oh, a little wheel.
A little wheel.
And the wheel's spinning and the wheel is coming to its rest. And it says, Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve, yes.
Yes.
Right. How would Denis Villeneuve have pulled this bad one off, do you think? Because, I mean, interesting, wouldn't it? He would have imbued a lot more distrust of the government into it.
Yeah, this film is, it's not as fun with Denis Villeneuve. I don't think Denis Villeneuve's got in him to make like a fun blockbuster that isn't like, touching at something quote unquote elevated, quote unquote prestige. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you look at his back catalogue, everything he's done has been pretty serious.
Yeah.
I don't put a Denis Villeneuve film on to have a fun time.
Yeah.
Closest he's done to that is probably Dune Part 2, right?
Can you imagine,
Jesus
though?
Christ, Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
What I love that film very much, but if he's trying to do a mission, it'd be a bit of a snooze fest, I think.
Phillip Seymour Hoffman working with him, though. Phillip Seymour Hoffman being
no
the villain
lens
on
flare,
there.
less colours.
No lens flare, less colours. I like it.
More depression, longer and more lingering shots of the poor girl with the exploded brain.
God, yes, absolutely. Fucking
Absolutely fucking hated that scene the entire time anyway.
He'd be like cutting a lot of people's dialogue down to like hardly anything. Philip Seymour Hoffman's dialogue would just be cut down to, "I've activated the charge inside your head.
My rabbit, my foot, give it to me."
We will cultivate running power. I'm gonna give it one more fucking spin.
Something on Blue, and it's coming up with Roger Donaldson.
No way out.
Yes.
Just incredibly 80s and incredibly horny.
Yes.
Tom Cruise would have had full sex several times in the film. Absolutely.
Oh man, I mean, right?
Yeah.
I have a theory that Tom Cruise has never had sexual chemistry with any person on film ever, and the closest he gets to it is Emily Blunt, but that's only because Emily Blunt fucking rules. Other films, but Roger Donaldson, on the other hand, the man who did Species, the man who did No Way Out.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Let's have a look at what else he's got on his oeuvre. Let's refresh ourselves on this one. So, Cocktail. So he's worked with them before, actually.
He has.
Yeah. Cocktail. Wow. So actually, there's probably a bit of a rapport already. The Recruit in 2003 is a Roger Donaldson film. That's a brilliant film. That's on the list. Okay. This would rule actually.
Yeah,
So that's
it's
probably
actually fucking good. Yeah.
So that's the closest XP to this actually, and same sort of thing. CIA guys doing spy stuff. It'd probably have more spy stuff in it than action stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be really, really good. Oh, we should do that film, by the way, The Recruit.
Yeah.
Hand in the cookie jar. Oh, brilliant.
No, definitely.
So good.
I would have maybe felt more like the first Mission Impossible film, the one from 1996. Like, that would actually be really fucking cool. I would be pretty damn horny as well.
Yeah, we
Especially
focus
if-
a lot more on his relationship with Julie, and
Yeah.
for some reason there'd be a sex scene just to kind of buy in
Yeah.
there. Would you
Yeah.
say that he has a penis like a baboon? I don't know.
The hospital sex scene would have been more graphic. I'm
Yeah.
going to give this thing one more spin because this is good.
You just want it to land on Neil Breen. Should we
Yes.
just do Neil Breen?
No, it's because I'm gonna make this a fucking recurring thing, Sanya. So I'm not just gonna put my finger on it and make it land on Neil Breen. Okay, this is the
We could
last
add
one for
J.J. Abrams
tonight.
to the mix now. Okay, here we go. So, it's a different colour. It's in yellow now.
Yes.
And it is coming up with
Neil
Neil
Breen!
Breen! I can't believe you spun the wheel. I cannot believe you spun the wheel.
Man, you can't keep getting away with it.
Mate, all right, okay, here we go. So, this film's special effects would be significantly different.
Significantly worse as well.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
fuck me.
Same amount of green screen, just not employed anywhere near as well.
The bridge attack scene would have been absolutely horrid.
Oh my
Could have
god.
been-
Can you
been-
imagine? It would be on the same level as those African action things.
Yeah, Ghanaian
Dead.
Spider-Man or whatever.
Yeah.
And then someone is like cropped in a tiger attack helicopter really badly.
Who killed Captain Alex? Basically.
It's the same, it's
Yeah.
the same sound effects for explosion over and over
Yeah.
again. The exact same sound effects. There's a bit
Yeah.
where Tom Cruise turns to the camera and goes, "We need to make this an even fight." And then, only it isn't Tom Cruise because Tom Cruise gets sacked from production by Neil Breen, who somehow has taken over.
Yeah. Can you imagine just fucking
Is
fucking
an extraterrestrial being from outer space who can read minds, levitate, and has superpowers.
Yeah, Ethan Hunt really is the force of nature. He really is manifest
I
destiny.
already have given you the rabbit's foot. I have already given you the rabbit's foot.
There's a
I
scene
can't
right.
understand what you want from me.
It's like,
My God, Julia, I can't help you out of this one.
and it's gonna be like Luthen. Luthen's is typing away on a laptop, and he goes, "I'm gonna continue hacking into these government systems to see what I can find out about all this national and international corruption I know is going on."
I am going to uncover the Vatican's secrets.
Stop. I could only get so excited about a film.
It's actually a shot-for-shot remake of Fateful Findings. but with-
You could literally sing knockout quotes in the Neil Breen voice. I study traffic patterns. You hit the brakes for a second. Just tap them on the freeway. You can literally track the ripple effect.
Hey man, I'm talking to you. Put the gun down. Was that not the rabbit's foot? Did you want something else? Just listen, talk to me. We can talk like gentlemen. That actually is the amount of repetition there.
Yeah, holy shit, yeah.
I work for the impossible missions.
The rabbit's foot is in Paris. You want to know where in Paris? Then let her go, because you will never find it without me. It is in Paris. It's not in Paris. 5. What the?
This is right up there with that whole take a film, replace every member of the cast but one with Muppets. The VHS and the mess test. Would this film do well in constant rotation on a VHS, DVD, or Blu-ray player in the mess, wardroom, or barracks of a military vessel or base?
Big time. Big time. It's got all the ingredients. It's slapping the bass, man. It's got all the ingredients. It's part of a franchise. It's got stunts. It's vaguely military related, but isn't really military related.
Yeah.
It came out at a period when all we were young, so it's nostalgic as well as
Yeah.
just a really good movie.
Strongly
Yeah.
nostalgic. Strongly nostalgic.
Tom Cruise is still making these movies, so
Yeah.
it's still a current franchise.
It's current. You can have a marathon of them, starting from number
You
one.
could do a
all the way
marathon.
through- Yeah.
A very
Yeah.
important ingredient for a deployment is the ability to have a marathon of the films as well.
Yeah, excellent. There we go. What is the most egregious oversell of the military-industrial complex in this film?
Holy fucking shit! Where do you start?
The wall scanning thing.
Which one?
The I can see through walls without giving everyone massive cancer.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
In fairness, though, they don't know. We don't know that it's not giving them massive cancer.
That's fair. They don't live long enough to.
There isn't like a post-credit sequence with like a load of German guys just like fucking walking out of like an oncologist's office looking really sad.
What else? All right. I tell you what I do like about this film actually.
Bling Hood Deagle.
I got a bit grumpy. I got a bit grumpy that Owen Davian had the mask tech because it was a bit like, well, hang on, the IMF have got it. How have they got it? Is this mask the thing that anyone can do now? That was annoying. Yeah. But I do like that we're still in the stage of Mission Impossible where the masks are like fun to do, and this is the first time we see them get made. There's a lot of stuff we see happen in this which I like. But I think I agree with Sanya. I think I've got one. Yeah. So during the exact same thing, it's the same thing, but there's a bit where they identify Kerry Russell's character, and it comes up on the screen, vascular match. And they've got a scan of her blood vessel, like her circulatory system, and that's like her fingerprint, and they scan that through the wall and match it to her and have an ID match, and it happens in a split second. Yeah, that's. I was gonna say that it's the fact that the IMF can put their hands on a man-portable, fucking easily deployed baseball pitching machine at fucking 0 dark 100, half a world away. They can somehow get their hands on one and make it work. But the biggest oversell, you're right, is fucking identifying someone through the vascular system through a wall. That is it. What's the biggest missed opportunity in the film? The Ding Chavez Memorial Missed Opportunity Award. Shit. Yeah, I forgot about this. I mean, they deal with this later in subsequent films. But this is Benji's introduction to the franchise. Simon Pegg's character. He comes on to become like a major character, to the point where he's like joining them on the missions. He's a field agent and all that kind of stuff. I don't think they indicate that he wants to do that in this film or at any point. And then I think a cool thing, if they knew where the franchise was going after this, which they didn't, They could have indicated that a little bit, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of. Like a real subtle thing of like, oh man, I really want to join you on one of these missions one day, kind of thing. And then the next one is like, I passed the field agent exam. Yeah. You know? Yeah, that kind of thing would be cool, man. I would have liked to have seen like a hospital chaplain's honest reaction to being told by this lady that, please do an emergency fucking wedding. Please an emergency marriage for me and my boyfriend. Not because he's about to die. Not because it's like an articular mortis situation, but because he's about to go away for work. Yeah. Oh, what, somewhere dangerous? No, it's a conference. Just a conference. My job is normally telling people, is helping people out when they've been diagnosed with cancer and stuff. Yeah. This isn't really my job. Yeah, it's like okay, so I've seen I have seen the light go out of multiple people's eyes today. I've given the last rites to 3 people. I've carried out fucking just today I married a cancer patient to his wife 5 minutes before he died. And then and now you want me to marry you and this guy. Is he a patient? No. Is he dying? This is cheap wedding. This isn't like while you were sleeping. This is like Dermot Mulroney who's just woken up from a coma. Yeah. But this is like, well, you see, we've got to get married because it's going to be really cute. Sorry, I need to make a correction. It's Peter Gallagher who wakes up from the coma. Yes, Dermot Mulroney. Right. I'm sorry. We've got to get married. It's going to be really cutesy. It's going to stop him fucking around on his conference that he's at. What about you, Sandy? You got any missed opportunities? Park and ride. Bring it home, quickly, boys. We're going to bring it home with some notes from the peanut gallery, if that's quite all right with you guys. Let's see what the good people of letterboxd.com think about this film. 1/2 star from someone whose name I won't even use because Meg will probably try and kill him. Was Phillip Seymour Hoffman ever in anything good? Just asking. What the fuck, man? It's like he's never even seen Magnolia or The Master or New York or The Master or Along Came Polly. 1/2 star. The Asian character wore a chopstick in her hair. I just want to talk. From someone called Extremely Judgy. Fair enough. 1/2 star. Stinks. As this franchise keeps going, they put more and more money into it. This is the 3rd one and the plot's getting no better. Tom Cruise gets no better either. Totally repulsive individual. What is so attractive to movie producers to invest in films that are remakes of TV shows? So lame. Got another savage one here. All capitals. Garbage ass Looney Tunes for 35-year-old men. Brutal. Oh.
There's 2 stars coming out here. They needed to let Phillip Seymour Hoffman cook a whole lot more. He should be on screen the whole time. Picture in picture, down in the corner.
Whenever Phillip Seymour Hoffman's not on the screen, people should be asking, where's Phillip Seymour Hoffman?
See, there's some freaky here saying the weakest in the series, so I'm not even going to continue reading that because they're wrong.
1 star. I wish this would have been directed by Neil Breen.
2 star.
We're not going to find that in here.
Star review. What if there was a wife?
That's pretty much it.
2 star. Alias unaired spin-off pilot movie. Only JJ fucking Abrams can make Mission Impossible boring. This is an exercise in what happens when you get the most unimaginative director possible to direct a franchise that's literally known for being imaginative. Ouch. Would disagree as well. There are worse directors.
There are worse directors. I see where they're coming from, because the heists that they do in this movie aren't like some of the crazier ones that we get later in the series. Like I already mentioned the underwater vault one to you. Like
Yeah.
that one's mega. Nothing that happens here it puts them in the same kind of peril during the heist.
Yeah, man, deaths.
Also, maybe they just didn't like lens flare.
No.
Yeah, maybe they were like an enemy of lens flare. 3 stars. Breaking loops and trampling shits. Burning heart emoji. Breaking loops and trampling shits.
I don't know what that means.
4.5 star review. God damn. And as someone says here, she's the wife of cinema.
I'm the wife. Here's a question we haven't touched upon. I just saw a review that mentions it. Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt hair watch.
Yes.
So this is the third hairstyle. It's slightly different from the first film, where he has like a short buzz on the sides.
Yeah.
Second film, long, resplendent, improbable hair. He does not have the hair of a military guy. Probably the best cover he could have had would be keeping that hair. And then this one has standard short back and sides with a little flick on the front, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Which looks weird from the side, but that was very much of its time, doesn't it?
It was very much of its time.
Golf dad hair. That's what he's got. Yeah. We'll see in the next one it gets long again.
Yeah. It does make him believable in his kind of I'm just boring admin kind of guy cover, I guess. Because like, right, if you had like his kind of like military kind of haircut in the first one, it's like, right, so you're very physically fit, going away on all these trips. You don't work for the fucking Department of Transportation, mate.
Yeah.
You're killing people out somewhere. You work for Blackwater or something, don't you?
Yeah. Whereas now he's like got the kind of look, and that car he's got, that all like big. I don't know what they call it, but he's got like a big family car.
Yeah.
And he's got a dog, which in the screenplay is called Buster. He's got that hair. And you can imagine him and Jules going for a drive, and they're listening to Coldplay as a rush of blood to the head.
Fucking hell,
like,
Jesus, we are. Oh my god.
Actually, do we think that is a believable cover for someone who is ridiculously fit in an America pre the excessive gym culture we have
the
now?
manosphere?
Shouldn't he be a little chubbier with that job?
Can you imagine like telling Ethan Hunt he has to do like tactical weight gain?
Possibly it would be more believable if he told his wife that he was working like for an oil company or something like that.
Yeah.
This is like,
Because then he'd get away with being medically fit enough to piss off to an oil rig every now and then.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
And it would also explain him just being unavailable for weeks at a time.
And she's impervious to red flags, so she wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I work for the Department of Transportation. What are you? The traffic?
That reminds me. So when he's escaping from Langley,
I work as the train I'm going around. What?
So when he's escaping from Langley and he's like getting all the agents to go all over the building, and he's like jammed the transmitter on to sing like "We Are Family."
Yes.
There's a bit where he like tumbles through an office and out through like a duct or something like that. He knocks over a box, and out of the box fills tons and tons of leaflets, and all the leaflets say on the front cover, like primer for the Department of Transport.
Yeah.
So it's like where they get their covers from. Like they're all in the Department of Transport. That's,
Yeah.
I like the idea that every person who works for the IMF, there is no Department of Transport because they all work for the IMF.
Like, and it's just like, oh yes, the Department of Transport.
Parking violation, citizen, and it's just Ethan Hunt showing up to shoot you in the head.
It just hires all these jacked, very capable people. Like fucking Luther Stickles coming round to just check out some issues regarding that flyover that someone said had some cracks in its base, and just pay no attention to his incredibly capable and intimidating demeanor. I swear to God, he's just like a higher level admin guy. It's wild as fuck. Like, it's like, yeah, Sanya, really good point. I mean, if this film was out like 8 or 9 years later, he could have explained his massive level of physical fitness by saying, "Oh, but he's a CrossFit bro," as well as being like an admin nerd for the DOT. But it's like, yeah, like nothing about his cover makes sense at all. Like, I don't know, we are litigating deep into this, but I think we all are aware that if we told the women in our life this bullshit, that we've just got to go away for a traffic conference, they'd be like, no, this is a lie. Just the last one we should be asking is, would this film be better with Peter Falk in it? We can get Columbo on it. Scrungly, crungly Peter Falk in his dirty old coat, being witty, being smooth, being cool.
Well, the wittiest character in this film is Brassel, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think Peter Falk would be a good Brassel, be a good boss of the IMF. And that would be closer to like what... so the second one, is it Anthony Hopkins who's the boss?
Yeah.
And they never explain what happened to him. They just replace him. Maybe
he got arrested for murder.
Yeah.
Obviously.
They fired him because he had this stupid idea to give them all this fucking Department of Transportation cover story, right?
So Musgrave, it's come to my attention that yesterday afternoon you sent a team to the Far East. Oh, we received intel that Haram Salim Bahar was en route to Shanghai. Haram Salim Bahar. But one more thing. Isn't Haram Salim Bahar already in custody in Guantanamo Bay? like...
my wife, she has a lucky rabbit's foot in her purse, but that's not the rabbit's foot we're talking about, is it?
Nice. I love it.
Amazing, man. And here's the question on everyone's minds. Is this film pro or anti the Department of Transport? I'm sorry, the CIA.
Yeah.
Is this film pro or anti the CIA?
So I think at this stage in the history of the IMF in the Mission Impossible franchise, the IMF is still part of the CIA. And it's only a thing that comes in the later films where the funding streams for the CIA and IMF become separate and subject to congressional oversight hearings, which is all I've been watching on Threads for the past fucking 3 months. Apparently there's one of them every other fucking day now, and they lead nowhere and nothing matters. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I think this film is pro CIA. I think later ones we're going to have a more interesting conversation when we get to like 4 and 5.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the congressional oversight hearing on the Clear and Present Dudes podcast.
No. Oh, yeah. I'm reclaiming my time. If you want to answer my question, I will ask another. Have you been tonight?
Who have we been tonight?
We have been Clear and Present Dudes. Nice.